Greetings, traveler. You just landed on the Mikey and Me podcast. But fear not, for this is no mistake. No fault in the stars, no glitch in the matrix. I'm afraid this has all been planned, predetermined by powers known not to us. So pull up a chair and join us as we find our way together, for you are among friends.
You know what, friend? This will be it for some do this. We'll say a quick prayer right now.
Okay, there we go.
So, here we go, guys.
Good
prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this time with my two amazing brothers here, and we just pray you bless this time together, and that we'd be hopefully net positive impact and light on other people's lives, and that ultimately points to you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So
Yeah, you did.
It's been a while.
You did forget.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it has been a while. It's been like probably a month, it seems like.
It's like
Has it been longer?
like a
2
month.
weeks.
Because I feel like the first time that it was extended, it numbed me to how long it can be now.
I think it feels like about
Because we
a
did it
month.
Before or after
right
Thanksgiving, that'll help.
We did it, the week after Thanksgiving, and then
Did we?
I think it was the weekend after Thanksgiving.
I was gonna look and see on Spotify whenever that last.
That's
episode
fine.
is
It's been a
uploaded,
while,
but I
yeah.
don't know.
Because it
Seems
was
No,
like
you
last
can-
Saturday.
It seems like it's been probably about.
So it would have been
close to a month.
Either way, I don't like that
'Cause
I do and don't like. I need to see you guys.
yeah.
But no, honestly, I think we should mix in just being friends and not you being angry on Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mix in just hanging out. But yeah. So what's going on? What have you been up to?
Man, what have I been up to? Well, we had just if we did or didn't talk about Thanksgiving. Other than that, I have a daughter. I know. Oh no, the same one that I had
still the same
before.
one.
But I had a daughter, and so yeah. What about you guys?
I don't know what happened there. That was weird. With
Yeah,
the
no.
mic. All of a sudden, how-
It sounds pretty hot, right?
yeah,
Hold
how
on.
it like
Yeah.
boosted up out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can tell us what you've been doing.
Yeah, that was just like interesting. It's like you hit something, and all of a sudden the mic was just like on crazy mode.
Yeah, I know.
That's why AI needs to hurry up in advance so we can have
just
a
take over
AI
everything.
AI bot in here to correct
take care
everything
of
and
our- Oh, of
balance
course.
all the levels and
Oh, of course.
compress the sounds and
To
I
make
just
it
like
perfect
saying
at all times.
that. Yeah, AI is just gonna fix everything in my life. I hope.
I think it already has.
Yeah, it's been great. So I hope everybody out there is doing well. We've got some fantastic topics for you tonight.
Yeah? Is that what you're going to start with?
Yeah, we're going to start with fantastic topics.
Content,
Not
the weather.
I don't know what the weather is. I'm sure
it's too hot. It's
probably
too hot
weather
for
and
this late.
It's pretty
It's-
damn warm.
It's
here.
I was gonna say it's pretty warm in Texas right now.
You don't
It's like
even need
80
a
degrees.
jacket right now. It's like high 60s.
It's about
No.
80 outside right now.
Like I almost wore shorts.
And it's February now,
Almost,
too, right?
too.
Let's see.
Oh, it is.
It's almost like, why did this... That was weird. I just want to make sure I'm not, like, super loud. Do I sound... How's it sound to you guys
it's
now?
better. Almost. I think it's better. It sounded like it was echoey
Yeah,
almost for
let's
me.
see.
Like I was picking up
Do.
my audio. We'll get this figured out.
we
I'm
doing
just
this
over here
live?
stalling. I'm just stalling right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Filibustering.
No kidding. Man.
Well, let's see. Properties. What does that say? 2 USB?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, that is correct.
So how about them Cowboys?
How about them
well,
Cowboys?
How about it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I
They're
don't-
pretty much out, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they're done. They've been
unless
out. They've been
Unless...
I think-
Unless every
I think
other
the only
team-
thing that could get them in is like if Philly lost all their games
Hmm.
and the Cowboys won their remaining games.
Yeah.
But even then, I think they'd still need help.
Yeah, and it's not like you're expecting much of what happened if that
I
if that
wasn't
did happen.
expecting. I wasn't expecting anything at the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah, we've been in this long enough. We've talked,
Did
we
you
suffered.
get to see Stephen Jones with his neat walkie-talkie?
He did have a walkie-talkie. I think
Yeah.
I just saw like an image.
I think I saw somebody comment that Jerry let him open his Christmas present early. He's just up there talking on the walkie-talkie in the press box.
But if what would throwing the neat, it's necessary to say what we say about them. The Stars, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you pay attention, but they've had a. They're definitely worth paying a little attention
like
to. They have been.
They're putting it together.
But I feel like I'm very happy with the start.
The who?
They've been knocking on the. They've been knocking
Goliath
on the door
and the coach is back. It's cool. It's the second time here, and it's hitting.
Yeah, they've been knocking on the door for a little bit of doing something. You know, they've been getting it shaken.
They
and
won the Stanley Cup a couple of years ago, didn't they?
No, they were like
no.
They went to it. Within the last 4 years, they've been to a couple conference championships and at least one or two cups. But like we've been in serious contention in the last like 5 or 6 years.
We got close with when we had Jamie Benn. Do we still have Jamie Benn?
We do.
We do. Okay.
Yeah,
This thing, dude, I'd really love. Like he's going to retire with us. I would expect.
I would hope.
So I'd really love to have like a jerk career.
Arts of all name,
didn't he?
He did what?
I said he put the hands on somebody the other night. I think, didn't he?
Oh, well, he'll fight.
I know. I thought. I saw something.
He might. He probably did. I mean, he's a guy who'll fight.
He's actually one of the last guys in the NHL that doesn't wear a visor.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, because you have to. You have to wear a visor now.
But he's grandfathered in
because he was he played long ago. He played long enough ago to where they didn't have to wear visors. But then like everybody who's coming into the league now is coming under the rule where you have to wear visors now. So
exactly, it's like having an old car. It's like it don't have seatbelts. Didn't have to have them in.
If you watch him play, if you're it's something you notice, you're like, oh shit, he
around
doesn't.
like this.
It's like, oh shit, he doesn't have a visor. It's kind of funny.
And, right before he's about to end his last season, he tragically lost his eye.
Oh man!
If only.
Bad.
It's like, ooh, who could have seen that one coming?
Yeah, it's like I saw.
Who could have?
Yeah. Oh man. So, what do you want to get into first?
Well, we should probably lead with what we're all about here, Mikey, at the Mikey and Me podcast. Was it movies? Real Roulette, 1952.
1952.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Long time ago.
So what do you got for us?
I watched some westerns. I don't know. My phone's dead right now, so I can't pull them up. But I watched.
Did you watch High Noon? Was that one of them?
Westerns from
Let's see.
From 1952. So.
Well,
but I don't really have anything
let's
for
pull up
you.
a trailer.
I don't really have anything for you. I don't.
I can plug your. We can.
If you want to.
If I just search 1952 movies, it would probably
1952 westerns. I probably might be able to remember it, but
okay.
I can't.
See.
Can't search it.
It was a great movie, though.
Yeah, exactly. So
really left an impact.
It's actually called Deep Impact.
It's called Deep Throat.
Actually, no, that was Morgan Freeman.
So I know that was the man, the lusty man. Hey, Bend of the River.
I thought it's
The Big Sky.
Bend Over River.
Let's see. Outcast of Poker Flat, Lone Star, The Raiders, Horizons West, San Francisco Desert Legion. Wait, if I just go to Tubi and search 1952,
Yeah.
probably
that would probably be a way to do it. And see, this is great. It's like, oh, these movies are like TV quality.
It was straight out of Compton.
Yeah, there it is.
Straight outta Compton.
I forgot.
Dude, that movie is ahead of its time. All right, 952. The Sniper.
Yeah, that was one
got
that
a Tasco,
I didn't watch it. I put it on, but
got a little Tasco pellet gun scope on that thing. It looks like.
Let's see. Hans Christian Andersen. I think
I watched that one, the boxing one.
Let's see.
Down on the left, it was about like
the crowd.
about like a Mexican kid or something.
All right. It's only an hour long. We could knock this out. Didn't it normally let you watch trailers for stuff too? I guess it just depends.
It usually says
trailers back then.
Oh, that's
usually says if there's a trailer, like click down on those buttons, the dots. No, no trailer. So yeah, I'll watch that.
What's the YouTube?
The Ring.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah,
it's kind of what's like.
Wasn't
for 1952?
Yeah, it was
boxing movie. Were you? It was like,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't like his favorite. It wasn't like Mr. Jordan. I enjoyed that one more.
Mr. Jordan?
Yeah, that was one from, or technically that was the guy's name.
Okay. Looks like we got the full movie for free on YouTube also.
Yeah.
Well, come back to the square ring.
Oh, there you go. Oh no.
Here we go. There's the one. Well, cool.
No. Yeah. No,
Let's
that's good.
see. What did he? Was it in color?
Oh, was that about the?
No, that's Blood In, Blood Out.
No, I know, but is
okay.
it based on the same?
It might have been.
Because that one scroll down pit. Oh,
Wait.
On the search you were just on, scroll down. Little more. There was one that said 52 The Ring versus Blood In, Blood Out 93.
Oh, it could have been the actor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright guys, I'm back at it again with a new video. Today we'll be analyzing the cop scene in Blood In, Blood Out, where Paco, Miklo, and Cruz get questioned by a police officer.
Brent ran into him
this
at
scene
the
is
gas
very
station.
familiar to the cop scene in the
within the
1952
last 6
movie
months.
The
Miklo?
Ring, directed
Yeah.
by Kurt Newman.
Is this the one you
The
watched?
movie follows the story of
Yeah.
Tommy, a rookie boxer who is
Okay,
trying
this
to make
is
it big in
interesting.
the boxing world.
I'm
despite
interested in
having
what this guy's
personal and
doing.
financial
Connecting
hardship.
this movie
Alrighty,
to.
quick summary on the two scenes.
Yeah.
In the ring, Tommy and his friends stop at a diner in Beverly Hills for coffee and burgers. The diner refuses to offer
No,
them
sir.
service, and the police is called. In Blood In, Blood
Naturally.
Out, Paco, Miklo, and Cruz are hanging out at El Pino. Without any motive or setup, the police arrive. Alright, when looking at the video, I would want you to consider three things. Number one, let's watch the two clips, and you could be the judge that decides whether or not Taylor Hackford, as a director, might have borrowed, copied, or paid respect
Like
to
an
the scene from the
homage.
1952 movie The Ring.
Or homage.
Number two, if so, did the scene have the same context, or did Taylor change the scene context? Number three, why? Why did Taylor decide to change the context or keep it the same? Now let's see the scenes back to back.
I just love this guy made this. This young guy, obviously, he's got 7 subscribers years ago.
I'm sort of tired. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Now we gotta sit it out.
Hello, officer. What seems to be the problem, sir?
You're dressed like a
Bumper
youth
clearance
pastor.
has got to be at least 10 inches.
Oh, really?
Hello, boys. Hello, officer. You live around here? You're not that
It's kind of a stretch, but I respect
It's
the fact that he's even referencing this 1952
crazy.
movie.
It's crazy. It is. It's like
Out of all the movies, to be like that
it's
boxing
just
movie,
two
I'd never heard
interactions
of.
with police officers.
It's mine, officer, but it's got everything on it. Horn, fenders, even fog lights.
This your car?
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
well,
what he
I
means.
just painted it, sir. What do you think?
I guess he's talking about just that part, not necessarily the.
It looks nice.
I respect this.
Someplace. Looks like you've been in a little trouble.
No, I haven't been in any trouble.
You look familiar. You got a record?
Maybe you saw his pictures in the papers. Or maybe in the ring if you go to the fights. What's your name?
Tomas Cantaños.
Doesn't ring a bell. But he fights under the name of Tommy Kansas.
Yes, sir, he's got a record. He's got a great record. The Black Rooster, 13 KOs. Paco Aguilar, El Gallo Negro. And he's got a
Gallo
great
Negro.
right uppercut.
Tommy Kansas, oh sure, you fought at the Olympics.
It's just because he happens to be a boxer in that,
You
right?
used to train at the boys' club, didn't you?
2 years, second division, Golden Gloves, till he broke his wrist.
Yeah, I remember.
See? Really with the...
I got a call over the radio that a bunch of Pajucos were liable to start trouble.
Pajucos?
That's what,
We've been sitting here with
Like
these
zoot
lousy
suiters
glasses
and
of
shit.
water
Oh,
that
okay.
were just spilled all over the table. Just before you walked in, they put up that sign over there.
Hey,
I did see
I
that,
guess it
though.
was all my fault.
All right, guys. Well, that's interesting.
that was So that was part of the movie I watched.
Yeah, I love the internet. Whoever
it is
this person
interesting.
is that was compelled to make the connection between
Hey.
that and Blood In and Blood Out.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to know more about that person. Am I crazy?
subscribe to him. Check out his other.
Synopsis.
Check out his other videos. Ring
Oh,
the bell
snap.
for him, or whatever. Reverse psychology
Of hood movies. Why was Blood In, Blood Out made? So he likes Blood In, Blood Out a lot.
That's the scene from Menace to Society.
Oh,
Goes to
yeah.
get him to steal the car.
That's cool, man. Well, he's got a new subscriber if he ever happens to check
Yeah,
that out.
man. He's got new subs.
Let's see. I guess I can pull
Yeah,
up the
go on to
Limelight
yours.
trailer. I just have one because the other one was like a short film. There's not even a trailer for that. 1952 was a long time ago, guys. It was not yesterday. Sir Charles Chaplin. If you're not familiar with him, he was the first man to walk on the moon.
He also flew over the Atlantic.
Yep.
In an airplane.
The first woman to do it.
Yep. He was transgender.
Way ahead of his time.
A trendsetter, some might say.
It's a transatlantic, and he's gendered.
He's a trendsetter.
What is there to fight for? Ah, you see. You admit it. What is there to fight for? Everything. Life itself, isn't that enough? To be lived, suffered, enjoyed.
Yeah, it's
What
a
is
great
there
scene.
to fight for? Life is a beautiful, magnificent thing. Even to a jellyfish.
Limelight holds the mirror up to humanity.
Is that Carrot
And
Top?
as such,
It is.
laughter. Wonderful laughter.
He's pretty young
He's
here.
got his father's eyebrows.
Primarily, this is a story of the heart and mind, of a man's triumph over defeat, and of a love that conquered life itself.
Are you, Calvero, going to allow one performance to destroy you? Of course not. You're too great an artist. Now's the time to show them what you're made of. Now's the time to fight.
It's kind of like a swan song for Charlie Chaplin.
But marrying him isn't right. It isn't fair to you.
She looks like she could have played olive oil or Popeye.
Shit, man. Popeye.
Limelight will move you to tears as you seldom have been moved before, and it will make your heart ring with happiness.
When they used to do real acting.
Right. For the love of the game.
For the love of the game.
That's a nice outfit.
It's pretty baller.
There's your cue. Get on that stage.
It's like the original It outfit.
Dude.
Oh!
I like this movie.
Back when you could,
Back when you...
when you
When you're allowed to tell a woman. Because he told her twice.
She's out there dancing though.
Harlotson.
She's doing what she said she couldn't do.
Exactly.
Just with some motivation.
Limelight.
Bravo.
Your kids will love it, trust me.
Great movie.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
There was something.
Limelight.
There was something y'all
that
just took place that made me think of. Y'all were talking about Popeye. Did y'all know that apparently that was like the most
coked out movie?
Yeah, most coked up set.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've
with
seen
Robin
it.
Williams.
Yeah.
Have you actually...
Yes, the movie. Yeah, yeah.
Did I
It
go
makes
off on
sense.
it about
You
you
did.
about how bad it was?
Yeah, you did.
Well,
you talked about it
everything
on
is
one of the
food.
episode.
They had a song where they're singing everything is food.
Well, it came up.
I'm mean. There's a song he goes, I'm mean. He's like, is this a good
Dude, that's
freaking musical?
I've definitely never been a what's it called fan, musical fan.
Okay.
No, I mean,
like
I can at least if a musical sounds like there was some thought and effort and talent in it. But I mean,
for me, I guess the closest.
My daughter literally says like.
I guess the closest thing to the musical, the only one I probably ever liked was, I think maybe that I didn't
Sweeney
think was
Todd.
bad. No, was Phantom of the Opera with Gerard Butler.
Oh, okay.
I think he was because he sang in that one. Like there was some singing, but that one was one where it didn't bother me as much because it fit. But so many other ones, I'm just like, I don't want to see you sit there. Yeah, you're just sitting there talking, and then you're like, oh shucks, fellas.
Yeah,
it's like,
well, for me, it's kind of like of them. That
it's just not for me.
It was designed and originally concocted to be done in a live performance setting.
Yes,
to where
which
it's like
makes more sense. That's
yeah, exactly. It's like
It makes
okay,
more
let's
sense.
film this thing that's kind of naturally supposed to be consumed live, to where it. Yeah, I kind of feel you. To where the whole kind of crossover where they make a movie that's a musical. It's kind of like, okay. I mean, cartoons and
Just
made it
go see
easy.
a play.
Yeah,
I will say La La Land was
Rent.
good, though.
I went and saw Rent, and then I was like,
and he was
I'm
like,
out on
damn it.
musicals.
Chris is like, my people.
Like,
My
man,
people.
Rent looked, especially
In the Heights. You loved In the Heights
after Cats. I watched
That's right.
Cats and.
What was your like favorite show from like growing up, maybe from the 90s or something?
What was that's a big
like
question.
what was like, or one that you always, maybe not even favorite, what was one that you just always remember being on, or one that in something like that, or like for instance, it's one that I never watched, but it was always Dawson's Creek. Because there was something my mom
that's
and them
on
watched.
Netflix now or something.
There's something my mom and them watched, and as soon as that show would end,
like
the
ER
Dawson's
or
Creek,
something,
yes,
like
that was it, probably. Dawson's Creek would start.
I wish Stephanie was in here. She is literally just
rewatching it.
Been watching it.
Allie and I like.
Y'all watching it too?
We watched,
Did it just
like,
get on Netflix or something?
It was on Tubi, I think.
And now I
could
guess
be
it's on
Netflix,
Netflix. It's on, yeah, because that's an interesting thing. Because I felt that a lot of these old shows, because I guess you watched it then, but then it pops up some new old show. It's like, oh, she's like, I'm gonna watch this now again. Was it good?
It's honestly, because again, I had never watched it when I was a kid. I was always like, oh, this is fucking stupid, and we'd always change it, watch something else, but it wasn't, wasn't our thing. So yeah, I watched it, and it's like it's okay. It's not
coming of age.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, like
it encapsulates the time, I think, pretty well in a way.
It's casted overall pretty well. James Vanderbeek is done well physically, but Josh, the other guy, he's always in the shows.
He was supposed to be. He was like the next big thing at the time when.
There's some weird
Joshua Jackson, I think.
There's some weird shit because aren't they?
And then Michelle Williams has won Academy Awards.
Aren't they in high school?
Yeah. And the ones who sleep with the teacher, right?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
That's the only thing I know about that show.
That the one dude sleeping with the teacher, and I'm like, and Allie was like, "Wait, what the hell, Mikey? What are they?" And I'm like,
That's literally the only fact I could have pulled about that show that I knew because it's a student sleep with the teacher.
You are correct. That is happening, but yeah.
And Katie Holmes.
Yep.
It was interesting just kind of seeing her again, thinking like, she's married to Tom Cruise or was married to Tom Cruise.
Married.
Dude.
She couldn't.
Not that I care whatsoever, but I was talking like Stevie's watching. I'm like, man, really just. Well, I almost feel like he saw her in something. He's like, oh, I'll be cool if she's my wife, and if she maybe just recently became a Scientologist, they just like made her. That was a weird thing.
Yeah. Oh,
that's all I have to say.
It was weird.
It was a weird thing, and it's almost just. The only thing that makes sense to me is being like, oh, so maybe she was a new Scientologist, and he's like, oh yeah, she'd be great to have whatever children with, and just be a good partner for me in Hollywood and celebrity. And she just, I don't, because that was just weird.
Tom Cruise tried to buy the Greystone Manor that's in like in
Greystone.
Hollywood. Oh yeah, Greystone. There's a whole
Castle Greystone.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's the Greystone Manor is like there was an entire what's it called done on it
documentary
renovation.
No, well there's a lot of renovations. It's haunted, but there was Coast to Coast AM. They did a big like a 2-3 part episode on the Greystone Manor, and I've talked about it on here before.
Yeah.
Where I mentioned about how it's made out of limestone, and people have talked about how limestone is like a conductor of energy or something, and they believe that like that's why like also too some of the spirits have been locked into the house, and some of the things that happen. Like for instance, they will be remodeling something, and they'll move something without the permission of somebody else, and it's like there was something they moved and something happened, and they were like, what did y'all do? Like they were filming something in there because they would use the house for filming and stuff, and somebody was in there filming and they moved something, and the lady comes in, she's like, where's the rug or something, and they're like, oh, we moved it, and she's like, oh, that's not good. We shouldn't have moved the rug, and they're like, why not?
Now,
sure about
they're
that?
like, why not? And she's just like, it's because I guess
really
they
tied the room together.
They guess I know, right? I guess they had. We'll say his name was Bill, but she said that like they were just calling it. It was like we'll say
Bill Brask,
but because it was they suspected it was the guy who had lived there at one point, and his name was I can't remember whatever, but they were saying it was him. They thought. Because of the shit that would happen and the things that would be touched, and then stuff would happen right after that. So they suspected, like, oh, it was this person doing it. But either way, after they had done that, like their cameras fucked up and like shit like actually broke, like that they couldn't even explain how it even happened. It just like cameras stopped working, stuff like that. But either way, Tom Cruise tried to buy the Greystone Manor, and they were like, no.
Do you wonder what he wanted to do?
They rejected it, right? I don't know. Then they just
maybe he knew it was the source of power.
Could be.
It's like it's like a reverse Faraday.
That's Faraday
cage for spirits. Like
the guy was like a big oil guy.
Big oil guy.
He was a huge oil guy, and he went out there looking for gold. It was a crazy story. He went out there looking for gold, and like I guess wasn't having luck where he was panning. And then he went down in the city one day, and he saw somebody like wheeling a barrel or like a wheelbarrow full of oil or something, and he saw him like going somewhere with it, like and selling it. And he's like, what are you doing?" And the guy's
this dirty water.
Yeah, and so he took it and told him like, "I'm selling it, whatever." And so he's like, "Oil," like. And then at that point, he kind of the wheels start spinning, and he ends up going like buying this piece of property, going and looking for like buys it in a specific area where he suspects, and then turns out striking rich, and he ends up like becoming one of the like richest dudes in the world.
Maybe there's like a random just plot of land in the city where you could strike oil on.
I think.
You ever dream? Ever think about just digging deep in your own backyard to see if you might find a well?
You'll probably hit an electrical line
at the corner right here of like.
I mean, yeah, if you're not
Ferguson,
careful.
right up there.
Huh?
Right down here at like Ferguson, I think they got some at the corner.
Oh, some oil wells.
Yeah, they're like that. They got these metal caps on the ground.
Dude, that's pretty wild, dude.
Is that what that is?
That might be.
Shit.
He's trying to rob from.
It might be. That this might be.
Like, it's way better than he was. Like, you guys want to go get some oil, or do you want to rob a gas station?
Oh man, both those sound like a lot of work.
Yeah.
I got a gun.
It's like that's it's a really strange way to ask somebody to accompany you on a gas station robbery.
And that's how you propose to her, huh?
It's like, you want to go steal some oil?
I've really been enjoying listening to David Lynch podcasts anywhere I can find him. Any things?
I love hearing that.
He's nice. I enjoy listening to him just because I find that it's.
He has a perspective that you already kind of have, but he helps give further definition to it, if that makes sense. You know?
Yeah, it really is that. And it's also just like, it just feels, every time I feel like I listen to him, he says things that are so like kind of, like you said, he gives you that clear definition. You can kind of understand a pathway to, because we're not making movies or something, but we're trying to be creative and get into that same groove of something of what he's talking about. And so it's like interesting hearing the way he says it. It's just kind of like calming or relaxing listening to like his perspective.
He's able to explain complex things simply.
Yeah. Exactly.
To the layperson, because that's what they talk about, like true mastery of something is like your ability to explain it to someone that would have no
it was just
frame of reference.
It was just funny. Gosh, it was maybe a couple days ago. And for some reason I was thinking about, I have this tendency, say if like just now we kind of talked about something that we've kind of talked about before to some extent, or said at some point, where I remember at some point, it's probably months ago, maybe even a year ago, I brought something up and like, I'm like, oh yeah, we talked about that before. And just you kind of being like, it's funny that, I mean, yeah, I guess we did, but you make a point to bring it up. Because for whatever reason in my mind it was always this felt like, oh, we've talked about that before. We shouldn't talk about that game. But then I was thinking about it, I'm like, dude, what are the chances of anyone actually caring if that actually was happening?
Yeah, right.
And second of all, I had the thought of, as a joke, it'd almost be like podcast performance art. To commit to actually making a podcast that every episode is about the exact same thing. Like but
he's like, is anybody watching? Is anybody watching?
Yeah, it's like just literally for like, I don't know how many episodes I have to do in a row, but to have the exact same topics you talk about. I don't know why. I just thought that would be funny.
It would be, honestly. It would be very funny.
It would be something to differentiate yourself.
No, that would be hilarious, honestly.
That and also had the idea of, and it would be kind of work, but taking, and I feel like that actually, people would, there's something to this. like a podcast episode, maybe a famous one, if anything, we just reenacting that, getting a transcript for it, a Joe Rogan interview, and picking our characters, and we just do that podcast.
That's funny. That would be pretty.
Just
Yeah.
Like Alex Jones would be good.
Being like, you know what I mean?
Eddie Bravo or something.
It'd be a cover.
Choke me, Eddie. We'll
do a cover. Do a cover of your favorite podcast episodes. I do think there's something there.
There is something there. If you commit to it and you do it creatively,
You
and
actually do it.
Try it.
You actually get your scripts and you
talk. Yeah, that would be great.
To where you have to be able to
Know
people.
if the move would be to talk just like them.
Yeah, I don't think it.
Would. I think the move. Would
You just have to get the words spot on.
Exactly.
You have to get the
As we
transcript
are.
spot on.
Somebody's like, wait a minute, I've heard this before.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
Is
they'd be
this-
like, this sounds familiar, but it doesn't look familiar.
Holy shit.
That's
Is
funny.
this shot for shot?
I think we'll be seeing you. We got some work to do. We'll come back.
Dude, that would be
We're gonna-
fun
that's kinda
to
like,
at least pick a segment. We could experiment with a segment from a podcast that has like 3 people. Then we can get the transcript, and we can just sit here and
What was
read
the
it.
thing
Who
from,
cares?
Deadpool, the second Deadpool, that was like a shot for shot of that like montage scene or something, or like the in the second Deadpool movie.
I mean, I immediately am just thinking of Deadpool vs. Wolverine, which is the old boy thing.
Or that one, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was
the old boy hallway
Yeah.
scene. Yeah,
where it was like literally like
it was just because I made that video where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you could tell this was exists because that existed. Which is like the slow slide shot. This
I actually watched this video not long ago of this guy that was comparing this old boxing movie, Limelight, to Blood In, Blood Out. There's just
So-
getting harassed by
dude, the cops. Yeah.
So I recently
Pretty good.
started playing. You know, I have a PSP.
Whoa.
Right.
Scoreboard.
A
Stunting is a habit.
PSP. Yeah. Oh, and it is the Metal Gear Solid Green. I do have a Metal Gear Solid Green.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
It is a
PSP.
stunt.
I'm glad we
I feel
cleared
like
that
it
up.
is.
Apparently pretty
Y'all
rare.
brought up stunting, and so I'm like, well, I'm gonna. It's not. You're right.
You're
It's
stunting.
It's Metal Gear Solid Green. You can't. It's not
All right.
the regular ones.
So you've been doing something on this PSP.
I've been playing.
Because you didn't know that when you bought it, did you?
No,
And
I
then
did.
was
I
like
knew
you
it.
bought
I knew it.
and
That's
then-
why I bought it.
You
'cause I
used
was
to
like-
play games and stream them on Instagram, didn't you?
I tried that. I tried
right,
that.
they
I
tried
did that, and it was
They banned you.
They banned.
They kicked
me.
you off.
They kicked me off. They threatened my family, my neighbors.
It's,
Got to be a lot.
Apparently, they didn't
Got to
like
be a lot.
Wolfenstein 3D.
they didn't like Silent Hill.
No,
Yeah.
They
but
didn't.
I was playing the dose of nostalgia and the perspective I got was pretty awesome. But the other couple weeks ago, I was at my girl's place watching her dog and didn't have my Xbox, left it, and took just my PSP and was
Look at that.
playing that. And
It was
I'm on
nice,
there
wasn't
like,
it?
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
To
I
be in
really
a
enjoyed it.
situation to where this is what this is made for.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm gonna enjoy this. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna
we're
get
in
my
her bed,
money's
just
worth.
wearing her clothes and playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit, laying on your stomach, kicking your feet.
No, I was just sitting on the couch and I had like Tubi on and I'm just sitting there playing games and this one's a jailbroke and it has like a memory card on it.
That's right. You
really.
got a bunch of games on there.
I've
right?
got like 200 games on there and one of the games is what I was scrolling through. I'm like, damn, I forgot this was on there. I've been playing a lot of Red Dead, so I've been in the Western. It's
a good place to be.
Game mode.
You played gun.
And I played Gun. And Gun, actually, this has something to do with you. That was the very first game I ever played on Xbox 360.
Yeah, because that was the
And
drop.
because
no,
you got an Xbox 360, it was the game that came with it.
For 360.
Oh,
Gun came with the 360, and you bought a 360 the night it dropped when you were living at Amley. Because Chris brought me over there, I got to come over, and
This is one of the times where you was that young buck at the grown ups.
He told me that like,
Or wannabe
Pitts
grown-ups.
Pitts is getting a 360 tonight, like, so I knew you were getting one, and so he was like, yeah, we're going over to Pitts's.
When I lived with Laley?
went- Yeah,
probably at Amway.
it was
Yeah,
at the-
yeah.
It wasn't at the one that it was at the ground level.
Yeah,
apartment.
yeah,
the ground.
Yeah,
level.
that's the time I had with it.
Yeah,
I
so-
remember.
So that's
second apartment.
and that like I remember you getting the 360 that night, hooking it up, started to play some like, but like most of the night, other people were doing other stuff, so I just got to sit there and play Gun.
Yeah, like
you
we
were
had
like-
people
and
over
I
there. We
wasn't
were doing their
expecting that.
stuff. And you were just able to sit there and be like, "Oh, I can just play this."
I wasn't expecting that. I thought y'all were going to be playing something, and like you hooked it up. So you walked into like I literally remember you. I remember you unboxing it.
Yeah.
You were unboxing it, hooked it up, pulled the game out, threw the game on, started playing whatever, and then I started playing, and then it was like so. Either way, I had this
and then they just left.
Well, later that night, y'all played. It was like there was like an NCAA or a football game that came out with it. I think it was like NF.
That's cool. You get to just play it. That's cool. I'm glad.
But so yeah,
I'm glad I get to gift you with that.
You did, but that's what I was thinking about when I was playing. And I was like, "This is the first game I ever played on 360. Like, this is the first."
Did you find our play?
Game.
We had a Playboy subscription. I don't know if
what at that house?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, like it was like we felt like let's get a Playboy subscription, and so we got one.
One of those things where it was like almost like the like CD.
I just remember getting maybe
because remember they used to have those things where it was like just like the CD things where it was like you'd pay 15 cents and get 20 CDs.
Yeah, for magazines,
like a magazine subscription thing. And I think
maybe that's how we got
type things.
But see, so just at least at one point in time, I actually had a subscription to it. Not that I cared. But that's still, I don't know if we thought it was
really
fun.
do. It's like the running joke was the articles, and it's like I haven't read a Playboy article in years, but
they actually were good.
Some of the best articles I've ever read were like there was one that back in like the
that's why he got it.
There was one in the mid 2000s that they did on like the Midwest like biker wars between the Hells Angels and the Outlaws.
Yeah,
that was like that was seriously like one of the best like magazine articles I've ever read. I still remember like that one. And
it's cool. I feel like the true power of a good article, like with so much like crap articles you get across online, I feel like it for me personally, I really appreciate a legit article more than I ever have.
Like,
just because it's
like a 10-page article. It's like you'd read like the first page and then it'd be like story continued on page 68 or whatever. And you'd go there.
It's like whenever reading that, we didn't sit there and think there was going to be a time in 20 years or less, whatever, that this form of like journalism is going to be on the way out to an extent. You know?
Did y'all ever? I just lost.
Talking about Playboy.
Do y'all know how much it costs for a newspaper? Like in Dallas, like one issue or something is like it's like
of the Dallas Morning News.
It's like $8.
What
for Dallas Morning News?
Something like that. It's like
for the Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday is $8.
The Sunday paper is
always
more expensive.
But I think that still like even if you check into it, like I think per month, if you get the paper, I want to say it's something like $100 a month or something.
Well,
it's pretty high.
Because nobody's getting it anymore.
It's pretty high.
And so
I wonder how long, honestly, they're going to be alive.
Keep going around.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think there's something valuable in it, but I think has to be. They've got to pivot. You got to start. You got to pivot.
Get back to actual.
It's funny because
objective
comics
journalism. Actual objective journalism.
I think there's something to like or that and just it being.
My grandmother used to always do the crossword puzzle.
Rather than like agenda driven. I
Yeah.
feel like that's
Opinion
the thing
pieces.
about it is
Opinion
I mean, but
pieces.
the problem
Opinion
is
pieces
you
disguised
get a
as
generation
news.
that's growing up that you've got to find
You're
a way to
not
make
wrong.
them care.
Yeah.
Because you can keep pandering to the dying generations, but if you actually want to persist, you got to connect to the young ones.
I think some of it. You're not wrong in it, and I think those who do end up trying to, there is like a real value in picking up a newspaper and actually reading it versus just scrolling your phone. And I think that
and honestly, bullshit. Like it might be years from now, but yeah, keep going. Sorry.
But I was just gonna say that I think there's a value in scrolling through a newspaper, reading it, and then informing your opinion from it. Like you don't have to take it all for what it is because I know that there's different. People that write, people who have very, strong biases and stuff like that. There's been reporters and stuff.
You're not reading for that. You just want to soak in the news.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And so it's but there is it's different. I think the reason it's different is because it's bringing you back to, again, a physical stimulus versus something where on your phone, everything is the same on your phone. I don't care. In my opinion, it's almost if you're reading a quote news article or a Google search, you're still just on your phone scrolling something with this blue light in your face.
Yeah, so say blue
rather
light.
than rather than a physical thing in your hands, bringing you into this moment that's separating you from, like you said, it's like, you know, I'm not using my phone, like making you come into that moment and physically do what you're doing.
Yeah,
like being present.
Speaking of newspaper stuff, you ever heard of the guy named Blackie Sherrod?
Blackie did. Was he like a local thing?
Dallas.
Dallas News. I have only because Junior Miller of the Ticket does scatter shooting.
I had a feeling.
And he got scatter shooting from Blackie.
I literally saw a book that was written by Blackie Sherrod, and I almost bought it. It was autographed by him.
Yeah. Junior Miller, like...
it was called Scatter Shooting with Blackie Sherrod, and it was like... And it talked about, you know, so... Yeah, that's why I wondered. I was like... Because I know you listened to the Ticket and the Scatter Shooting, and I'm like, oh, he got it. They got it from Blackie.
Yeah. And no, because I've heard... I know his name because Junior's talked about him. Like, when there's been opportunities, more than once,
he was a famous Dallas... Like,
he's talked about him.
He was a famous, you know, reporter or whatever.
Well, a lot of those guys, too. Even, like, the sports talk radio guys and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of them were actual, like, you know, sports writers and stuff. Is like,
yeah, I think
where they got their start.
A good like bunch of them were, or they had to. Yeah,
well, guys
I feel
like Randy
they're
Galloway.
No, definitely
Dale Hansen.
Well, there's those ones that like basically transitioned from journalism to doing it. So I feel like that kind of. And then they just basically have beat writers on now and then. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like there was like a group of DJs and stuff to where like they were able to their opinion, on paper was able to translate to having like a disc jockey.
Informed radio opinion.
But yeah, I didn't really finish earlier when I was talking about playing gun. I was going to say one of the things was about it that was really cool is that, like, you know, how much I was enjoying playing on a platform that isn't necessarily conducive for playing, because you have to steer, like you're looking, and aiming axis is done with the buttons. Yeah. So if I want to look right, look left, I have to hit circle and square.
It's a different
experience. If I want to look up, I have to hit triangle. If I want to look down, I have to hit X. So playing a shooting game like Gun, that way it's like you kind of have to. And I played Medal of Honor too for a little bit, but either way, my point is with it is that it's like, even though the game wasn't smooth, even though it, you know, there were some of these things that made it kind of difficult or not as comfortable to play, I still found that it was like super enjoyable. It was just really enjoyable, and it was like playing video games at their kind of like
more primitive.
Yeah. And it was interesting how, to me, that was almost, I was getting more enjoyment out of that, I feel like, than I've gotten out of playing a
20-year-old game.
Yeah, versus playing like some of the modern games
on a big screen recently. Or something even.
Well, that's like,
I feel like part of it was the whole experience of it.
Exactly, yeah. And it's like in the fact that
you being like alone, I don't know, but there's a magic to that.
That's like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is still probably like,
your favorite
of all the games that I've played. It's like, I mean, shit, remember
a
couple years ago when you had the emulator out here, and it was like, I literally just sat in there for hours and just played Punch-Out.
Yeah.
I love that game so much. And
it's funny talking about games.
That's why, yeah.
So you were messaging me about games the other day.
Yeah, it just had an interesting, like, it kept popping up. I had seen different things from different games popping up, and about cheating. And I was like, you know, just thought it was interesting. There's a lot of like, it's kind of an onion in a way of thought, and, you know, and to asking fellow, you know, all three of us are gamers. We've all technically played video games and been interested in all, you know, it's been a big part of our friendship. Playing video games has, with all of y'all's friends, like Brandon Jones.
I mean, up until my adulthood and up until I had a daughter, I had scheduled events and things I do with the clan playing video games. If you look at my room, this is basically a shrine to video games.
No, it is. Yeah,
I'm 41 years old.
But the thing is that it's like, you know, it's super enjoyable, and so like I said, I saw stuff pop up on cheating, and I knew that cheating is really bad on Call of Duty. I hadn't necessarily seen a bunch of these different cheats and stuff.
It's interesting. So because your console, and I've most of my life console, last few years I've been back and forth more just because lifestyle and PC.
PC best.
And on console, probably more often than not. But I didn't ever remember running into cheating on consoles as much.
Not like that, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So
But now it's just really widespread. And what's happening is that, like, for instance, like I said, I had always heard about Call of Duty because that's one I looked up earlier today. I was like, which games are the worst with online cheating? And one of them, it was like Call of Duty, I think, was number 1. Fortnite was number 2. Number 3 was like, I can't remember. GTA was on there.
Probably.
Or GTA Online, probably.
GTA was on there. PUBG.
I know,
And one of the cheats on
multiplayer games,
PUBG. One of the cheats on PUBG was
course.
something that's happened to me, which was the invisibility cheat. And I didn't know that was a real thing, but as soon as I read it, I'm like, okay, there was 2 times I got killed by an invisible person, and it was in a vehicle both times, and it was hilarious. Like, I was mad, but then I was also like, dude, what? So one of the times, the first time it ever happened, I got in a boat, and I start trying to drive because I was on one side of the circle and I had to get to the other, and I had to cross the water. So I jump in a boat and I start trying to drive, across the water, and I'm going, and right as I like get in this boat and I like start turning, I'm driving, it was just like dead. And I'm like, what? And it said so and so killed you with a double barrel shotgun
out of nowhere,
they had
right?
to
and I'm
right
like,
up on you with a double barrel shotgun.
Yeah. And so I'm like, what?
I'm in a boat in the middle of the water.
And then the boat starts moving. It's because, like, you can still see your camera for a bit. Like, and so the boat's moving. I'm like, this fool's invisible. He was sitting in the boat.
Yeah.
And he shot me. Second time.
Yeah.
Was Crane and I were driving to the last circle on PUBG. We're driving to like one of the circles. We're in a car. We're going, driving along, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Crane gets knocked out of the car. He's like, dude, what? And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm like, what happened? I was like, why'd you jump out? I thought he jumped out because if you accidentally hit the button, you jump out of the car, you get knocked. So I'm like, did you just jump out? He's like, no, I got knocked. And I'm like, how? And as I'm saying that,
you get
all of a
knocked out.
sudden, no, but not only that, it was,
it can beat up.
bro, there was a dude in the back seat punching me.
Laughing his ass off.
Just punching me, and then I end up dying too.
Hollow Man.
And it said, it was like, so-and-so beat you down or something, and it showed the fist thing. So he was just literally sitting in the back of this car waiting for somebody to get
into the zone and take out, like,
and then he
take
just
out some dudes on the way to
punch
the
two
zone.
For it's worth, that is the kind of shit that'll make me just stop playing a game.
Yeah.
Yes, and so, and that's what, like, so like I've known about little stuff here and there. I haven't been too much
like,
affected.
That's an experience that would be like, like once it happens again, like there's no point,
dude.
This kind of risk of the level of involvement I put into it,
And so like, with that being said, one of the more recent ones I saw was Apex Legends, and it was just such an egregious, I guess you call it aimbot, whatever, that's what it is. But it was
thing with
such
this
an
PC
egregious
crossover makes it
that it was like, okay, what's the point? Because it showed the guy like his point of view, and he's moving around, and you see his small crosshair in the middle.
Yeah.
But around his crosshair on his screen, like say there's his crosshair. He had this circle that went around his screen like this, that's like the size of like a basketball.
Yeah.
And if you were just in that circle when he shot, headshot. It didn't matter. He didn't have to put his crosshair on you.
Yeah.
He just had to move it. And if you're in that circle, headshot.
Yeah.
And it's the size of a basketball. So he comes over this hill and he's like, and kills like 6 people.
That's
goes
ridiculous.
into a tunnel and it's like, kills like 3 more. And it's just like,
That's
what
it's like how this isn't fun? How's this fun for you?
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
I can't
the new
wait to talk
Battlefield
about
is-
Battlefield.
They're like smacking peepees over that
Oh,
stuff.
yes.
Like Battlefield is not like
So-
they're not dicking around with that. Because don't they make that thing now? What is it called? Like a Chronos?
Chrono. Yeah, people
Chrono
put them in
thing?
controllers. There's some guys I follow on Instagram that actually like they have a channel and
It's
they'll
like a
show
Game Genie type
they'll show
shit or
like they
something,
repair
yeah.
controllers. So people send them a controller. Hey, can y'all fix this? And they found chronos inside these controllers, and they use them, and they show people. They're showing you how like it's affecting.
What's chronos? You keep saying
Like
that.
a chrono is something that will
It's like
it will
almost
essentially
getting a
you wire
switch
it
and a
into
block.
you wire it into your controller, and it pretty much makes it to where like it's correcting what natural when you shoot a gun in a game, it's like it moves up. But with this chrono, it's like doing these minor adjustments to keep it to where your gun is just like.
Okay, it removes like any actual like gun mechanic or flinch or whatever.
To where it's like, and not only that, but like there's all kinds of other stuff it's doing. To where, like I said, your gun's not moving.
But it only does that for specific games, then, right?
There's different. So like, what's it called as well? NBA 2K. Yeah. I think they use chronos on that or something. There's something they use on that because dudes
like free throws. And shit.
Anything threes. Guys will be just running down court, bow, bust a three, and it's like crazy. I'm done, dude. I'm done. It's like guys are just hitting threes from across the court. But like he said about Battlefield, they're not playing and they're being really good because they knew people were so displeased with Call of Duty. Yeah, and so that's why they tried to make this newest Battlefield really good. And they also knew that the main problem with the Call of Duty was cheating, and so they want to try and call that. And so it was like what they are doing now is they have actually infiltrated like cheating
like
forums,
the cheating groups,
the Reddit forums. And when these guys are on
basically
there,
have like a task force.
Well, what they do is, this is the best part, is these guys will be on there and they'll be like, because people will get banned when they use a certain cheat. They'll use this wall hack cheat, or they'll use some kind of whatever, I don't know, like a wall hack, an aimbot cheat, something. And then they'll get booted. They'll get banned from the game. Yeah. And so then they go and they get on their forum and they tell the other guys, hey, don't use it. Like, I just got banned. Like, my account got banned. They kicked me, whatever. Yeah. So they got on those websites and they're on there and they're like, hey, I just used it. Everything was fine. I had no problems. And then people will go do it and they're like, oh, cool, banned.
So they're literally baiting them.
They're literally telling them, like, no, it's cool. It's cool. I just did it. I just did it. It worked, no problem. And then guys will go and try and cheat, and then they get
it's like because you're finding the type of people that have
that will do it.
Position to
if they wanted to do it, if it was legit, then yeah.
Have y'all ever watched any of those videos? It's like I don't even know how I ended up like in the algorithm for them, but I don't know if it's like dudes will drop like, like hacks or whatever for it, but it's like it does like the opposite. So it'd be like one of those. I think I've shown you some of those videos where it's like some dude is like trying to cheat and he's got like an aimbot cheat on, and then like, but he'll run around and he'll try to use it, and then like every time he tries to fucking like shoot at somebody, he'll throw a grenade like at his teammates.
Yes. So what they do is people make it's like. People will make a reverse cheat to where people that think they're buying it, they're buying a cheat to get this aimbot, but instead
they're buying a bogus thing to begin with.
The person that made it hates cheaters. They're tired. They're tired of it, so they made it to where like he said, every time you go to shoot, you throw a grenade at your feet or something.
It's like a
malware.
It's like undercover cheating thing,
and so another thing, it was one of the other games I heard that actually, I don't know if it was Counter-Strike, I can't remember, but what they were doing was actually like putting all of these like bots or cheaters that were using these cheating hacks, they were putting them in lobbies together
against each other,
where it was like
so that they can keep their player base but still
like go play each other, cheaters.
Exactly. Just let them play against each other, and they'll be so annoyed by it.
So that's my main thing with even bringing it up. Sorry if I cut you off. But
you're good. Well, no, I was gonna say that Enlisted or whatever that I played. That one's actually really good about like almost like every 2 or 3 weeks. They'll like when you log into the game, there'll be like a big screen that says like outlisted, and it's like people that get banned, permanent ban, and it's like it's got their names and stuff, and like where you can go
doxes them, gives you the address
for for like what they've done though, to where it's like whether the children go to school, modding the game, or whether they were like here recently, they ended up punishing the whole player base for some cheating that some people were doing. It actually scared the shit out of me a little bit because I was afraid that I was going to get in trouble for something.
Punish the whole player base. That sounds wrong.
So what it was an XP boost thing.
Okay.
And so like there would be times where, like you said, like if you got killed by some invisible shit, you'd probably just not play the game.
Yeah.
There would be times where it was like I would just, like you just get your ass kicked so many matches that it's like, dude, I don't even want to play. Like so I'd log in, I'd keep my login bonus going. And sometimes I'd end up with like stacking up XP boost to like 1,000 XP.
Yeah.
Apparently there were these like hackers or whatever that had like stored up all of these XP boosts, set up a custom lobby, and basically just sat in that lobby. Just made
that just sounds like smart exploit.
Well,
it
no,
didn't sound like
they made
cheating.
that match last as long as they could. So it'd be like you and 5 of your friends are the Americans, and Mikey and 5 of his friends are the
Russians
Japanese,
or whatever.
And we're not. We've agreed before.
Yeah,
we're gonna apply all of our XP boosts. We're not gonna.
So I'm waiting to hear the cheating.
The cheating was that these dudes were ending up with like 100,000 like in-game.
It sounds like that was a system that they just manipulated. It sounds like some smart.
No, but that's the thing about it is that it's like it's outside of like the spirit of the game.
Okay,
like,
now we're getting to the spirit of the law.
Well, no, because it's like that's the thing about it. It's like I've had,
but I feel like that's a different cheating than when you're talking about.
I get it.
You're talking about like
not
code breaking type cheating.
Yeah, and
I get it.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying
like,
too.
The game that I play, they go so hard on cheating that it's like even stuff like that where it's like exploiting the game in certain ways. But it was like, and so they ended up punishing the player base to where it was like you can only have like 3 boosts active at a time now and can't have.
See, I'd be like, because there'd be times in Destiny where there'd be something that drops and we know that they're going to fix it because they didn't test something. To where I get on there, I'm like, crap. I might have a day. I might have an hour to where I want to take advantage of their mistake.
The same thing.
Into where I get what I get, then it gets taken away. To where I feel like be the same thing.
And that's where I agree. I do agree with like what you're saying. That's a different thing. You're exploiting a feature of the game where they screwed up.
Yeah, basically.
Or they didn't necessarily think about it. And
they were exploiting it to a level that was just
I agree. I agree. I do agree. It is
impressive.
But like Matt said, it isn't necessarily they weren't doing anything, they weren't devising anything tampering with the code. No, it's like because that's like in baseball. I did it eventually because I was like at that point where it's like, well, shit, I can't get it naturally because of the cheating.
Right.
So I have to do what they did too, and that's like where again, it's like what Matt said. It wasn't cheating; it was exploiting. So what was happening is on the online baseball and MLB The Show 25. Whenever it was like season 3 or 4, something like that, they dropped like a Chipper Jones and Martin Dihigo card, and you could get them like gold or whatever. And I just wanted to get the card, and so I was like, to get the card, you had to get to rank like 700 or something. I was right there at the 700 pack to get it.
700 club.
So I was so close to being ranked 700 to get this pack. And I had been winning games online like with buddies of mine. And I was like, we're so close. And I had one more win where I'm going to like naturally get this pack. And Jeff and I are like on there. We start to play. We log in. And it's like, boom. We search for the match. Get match with these guys readied up. Right before like the ready up, right before it goes to this next screen, it's like we just get dropped, and it says that like we took a loss, and I lost like 60 XP, or I lost 60 rank, so like it dropped, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like something's
you
up.
felt that give up
because this had happened like 2 or 3 times, and I had just been like, okay, the game screwed up. But then I noticed every time it was happening, I'm losing rank. So I invite this kid. I spam him invites, and he finally joins. And I'm like, "What are you doing?
What did you do?"
And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You and your buddy are ranked 1,000 plus." And I was like, There's no way you're ranked 1,000 plus, and you just so happen to end up on the winning end of that glitch that just happened.
Yeah,
I was like, you're doing something. And after like me asking him 3 or 4 times, finally he was like, yeah, okay. He was like, if you quit out right after you ready up, after both teams ready up, he's like, if you quit before it goes to that next loading screen, it gives you the win and the other team the loss. And I'm like, really? And he said, yeah. So then I'm like, well, fuck. If I want to get this card, I'm
just going to go and do what I got to do.
So I just did that. I went and joined the game, bam, quit, and I'm like, it worked.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's like, so they ruined
the world we live in.
Yeah. So with stuff like that, that's a different. It's against the spirit of the game.
Yeah.
It's not sportsmanlike. It's not like
but it's like if they're doing it, it's
but
like if they're
the
doing
game
it all
left
on their
it
own,
open,
in their own lobbies.
But
But
the game screwed it up.
Dude, it's really made my recent getting back games
there's something
really.
with their audio.
Yeah, we'll take a break. Something's going on with this thing.
Yeah,
it's solo games, the single player games.
Those are coming back.
They
and
are.
I've been that's what I've been enjoying.
No, they've.
I don't disagree. They are really coming back, and I'm kind of there with you on like the solo games. And
I've actually seen a couple of like articles and stuff recently too
Really?
about like just talking about like the studios actually like paying attention to like what the like player base wants and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I always thought I was like the exception when it came to like I just like playing the story mode.
Yeah.
Or just like the co-op story and stuff like that. Where it's like I could invite you and play the co-op
like
story on Gears of War
Yeah.
or like Splinter Cell or something like that. But then now it's like it's gotten to the point, where it's like, every game requires an online connection all the time,
Or almost
everything. To where
all the
it's
big
like
games
Fight Night
are
was like that.
multiplayer games. They don't like this single player
There is
experience.
no
Isn't like the
single-player
hardly
option,
thing.
and there
like the
is
Silent
no-
Hill games and stuff like that were
Yeah.
very much storyline
Yeah.
motivated, and like now it's all like you
Well,
said, a
or
lot of
even
it is
just
geared towards.
it's like everything has to be multiplayer all the time.
But yeah, we can
it's
take a
like-
quick break because
Yeah, take a quick
I have
break.
more I want to talk about on the before we wrap it up and then go to the next.
All right.
And we're back. Really, nothing happened. We didn't go anywhere. Video games. Yeah, cheaters. I don't. Again. So
Filmed in
to
Dallas.
wrap it all up.
Well, hold on. I
Joey
didn't get to
Greco-
say
Joey Greco got
my
stabbed.
experience with it.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You could speak on your experience for sure. I was just saying that it's like, why do it? It's
Well,
like-
yeah, and it just makes me think of like cheating in the grand spectrum of video games because I like growing up, cheating in the game was before multiplayer games was a big thing. You're putting in cheat code
It made
for
sense.
like a single player experience. Or, I'm gonna get
Yeah,
more
like
lives.
game
I'm gonna get
genie.
invincible. Or I'm gonna do the Konami code, like up, right,
Yeah.
left, up, down, left, right,
You're
BA,
buying
select,
Game
start.
Informer magazine
Yeah.
because it would literally like
And they would have these
teach you
things
that
built in
shit
there, and you're
in
like
the-
you're cheating, but it's more just
But it
like
was
getting the
built
help
in,
to be
actually, almost. Like,
exactly
it was built into the
It
game.
was
It was
built
an
in.
aspect of the
It was
game.
built in, yes. And anything that wasn't back then, it wasn't like the internet didn't exist, so I don't even know what wouldn't have been built in a way to cheat the game. I'm like, there's a weird bug in this game if you know, but
Well, like one of the like Payday 2, which oh my god, I've played so much of. But on the 360 version of it, like you're grabbing up loot bags or whatever, and then you're throwing them into a van to like secure them. But on the 360 version of the game, there was a glitch that like on the roof of the van there were two lights.
yeah.
And if you threw the bag in and it hit the ceiling between the two dome lights and then hit the back wall and the ground, the bag would do. So it was like you'd be standing
It's
there,
like a
you'd
bank
throw
shot.
it up, it would hit the back wall. And
Yeah,
then
it's
hit
like
the
a bank
ground. So you
shot.
go dum dum dum, and if it did that, it would duplicate the bags. So it's like, say you did a heist and you end up with 12 bags,
You get double.
You could dupe them and end up with 24
Yeah.
bags. And so it's
so
like that wasn't
those kind of
something
things
that was
in
built
the whole
into
experience
the
is
game.
different because you're cheating in a way that's not damaging to another person.
Yeah.
It's just that okay, if I say beat the game, it's like I know I beat it and I cheated. I still had fun doing it. I don't care,
Yeah, and it wasn't again. Yeah, you're not doing it at somebody else's expense. It made sense to do it against the computer because it enabled you to have more fun with the game and have a different level of fun with the game. Whereas it's like cheating. The whole point, in my viewpoint, of playing online games is to put yourself against other gamers in competition and test yourself.
Actually be competitive.
And test yourself against other people. Okay, how good am I at this? Like, I feel like I'm pretty good, but like, let's see how good
And the funny
am
thing
I.
is,
Like,
it doesn't take. I don't know what percentage of a player base they would say is even cheaters on some of
Yeah.
these games, but I imagine it doesn't take too big of a one to really sour it for a huge
and
number of
people are over it because too, especially like if you're, especially in games where it matters a lot. Like for instance, like my experience with baseball when I was trying to get to that rank to get that pack. Like if it's another game where it's like, hey, if I lose, it's going to take me 3 more games to win.
It's like Halo
then something like that. If it's a game like that and I'm getting screwed and I'm playing honestly and I'm actually almost this rank and some guy that's a cheater just comes in and kills me with some bullshit hack because he sees me through the walls.
See, whenever I do like Destiny, like trials,
that's super demoralizing.
Destiny PvP. And you'd be doing these like weekly things where you try and get like 9 or wins in a row without losing to get some like elite loot.
Right?
It's hard.
Oh, yeah.
To where like you get some of the last matches and
7
you have
or 8,
some cheater doing some, or someone that know's got some like auto aim.
You're like,
kind
dude,
of thing.
I can't do anything.
You're like, really? You're like, and be like, seriously, I was right on the cusp of this 4 or 5 hour thing I've been doing.
Yep.
And it gets screwed by.
And I get cheated. Like it's like that. That to me is stupid because it's like you're literally. The reason it sucks is because it's like, are you really doing? Here's the thing: it's like, are you really
kind of psychopathic?
It's like, are you really doing? No, you're not doing harm to anybody. The person's going to be fine. You didn't steal any money. Nobody's going to really suffer.
Time though.
Well, here's the thing: nobody's really going to suffer in that short term over that, outside of just being upset and pissed. But the thing about it is that long term. Enough cheaters are gonna change video games probably for the worse. I think they're gonna do some correction that's gonna make video games have to be not as good as they were because of they have to protect from cheaters. Like there's going to be something you have to buy.
Dude, it's a form of
there's going to be a different like.
I feel like it's a form of trolling,
cheating.
Like a lot of it is to where like these kids are doing it. Like they're getting benefits from
it. That is a layer.
But at the same time, they're getting off knowing that they're pissing somebody off.
Yeah, rage bait,
punk ass kids,
rage bait, or something.
Where it's gone beyond. I'm just getting the benefit. I'm getting the benefit of the XP, whatever the loot.
They're getting
Plus, I know there's some dude over here that's getting pissed off throwing his controller because of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, to where it's, and then it's the whole culture that we're growing up that perpetuates this negative BS.
That is true.
Makes it even easier.
That is true. That is true. That's a big driving factor
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
oh, let's stream it. Let's do this. Like, oh, look at this. We got this. Oh, he's so pissed. Oh, look at this. You know,
that's
a good point.
And it's like,
and that's all driving people back to a single experience. If there is, if that is true.
No,
I just know my lifestyle is.
Those are the games that I have the most fun with. Is like, you know, like I said, like Payday, where it's like it is a multiplayer game, but it's not PvP. It's like it's all of you working together towards the same objective.
What are you about to say?
I was working through it while I was listening, but
I know the experience. It's cool because whenever it's like my going over to your girls, whenever you're sitting, I just imagine you go in there, you get your bag, and that you get your little PSP with you, and that you like either chilling on the couch, maybe going to bed, and you're like, it's lights out, it's chilling there in bed with it. Who knows? But those like, I feel like grabbing onto those little experiences like that when you can, to be like, I haven't played this while. I'm gonna be in a situation where I could do it, and it makes sense to do it.
Again, I think that too. Another for me, like. I agree with that, and I think that for me, another part of the experience about it is that it's like we always look at so many of these things. It's like they're old, so I'm not going to play it anymore, or it's old and I'm not going to use it anymore. So I'm not. It's like that's like, for instance, like what I've said about. I think I mentioned it on here. I talked to you about it. How I think there's a value in going back and listening to old ass podcasts from 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
2 years ago, Mikey and me just started to get some good classics.
There you go. But it's like listening, for instance, I listened to one on Coast to Coast AM when Art Bell was still alive and doing the radio show. And he had a guy on there and he was talking about like computers and data and stuff like that, and like humans and interacting with computers and stuff, and it was really like, okay, like super insightful, and kind of also too like, dang, they were kind of on the money, like in a way of predicting what they thought you know, the future might look like based on this stuff, and how does, you know, and it's
Dude,
so there's I think there's a big benefit to, again, like, even if it's, you can apply it to anything, but like we get locked into our mind of like wanting something new. You got to find the newest thing. You have to go grab what's the newer game? Well, okay, everybody's played that. It's like, but I think, you know, you finding that like enjoyment in those old things, those old
fun playing
and replay a game.
Yeah.
It's like I think you max out on payday at like Infamy 25-100. It's like I've probably gone Infamous 35 times across like 3 different platforms.
Yeah.
I did it on the 360. I did it on my own account. I did it on your account. And it's like I've played that game to where I know everything that's going on, but I still smile. Enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you right now,
like every time.
I mean, it probably does exist now. Actually, this is more, I'm curious. Because it probably does exist now in some forms, but all these things is being like, I have an AI agent or an AI bot that's going to play for me, right? So be like, it'd be the same thing as the guy that had the thing. I don't really have to aim; I can just pull a trigger. Except I'm just going to have an AI that plays perfectly for me. But then I would think
that constantly
that'd be cool.
sits there.
Other people do it,
yeah.
And then I would be curious to see AIs playing each other. That are so perfect, you know. But I'm just curious to see if that goes down that path. This because you talk about aimbots and bots. Well, I have an agent bot that's actually just going to sit here and I'm going to watch it play.
Well, and you know that's funny too because that's another one of the more like actual physical mechanical parts of cheating that people do. It's like I know y'all both know about it, but like rubber banding.
Oh yeah,
where like dudes they'll literally just run a rubber band around their sticks on their controllers, and then plug it into the console so the controller doesn't die.
Yeah, and stay moving. You're not kicked out.
I know y'all both know, but yeah, and then literally set their controller down, go to work, and they literally played Call of Duty for 8 hours. And
or it could be I'm not even going to cheat. I'm going to get this XP all day. I'm going to have this thing do that.
Yeah, that's what they were doing that on when I first started playing For Honor. That was a big thing. Whereas like you'd get in lobbies where there would be like 2 dudes on your team that are doing that, and that would actually really screw you up because your team is only 4 guys.
Yeah.
And so if 2 of your guys on your team are just, and there's nothing you can do, you know, it's like they're just in there taking up the spot of somebody that would play. You know,
it's like I'm thinking about. I think games are going to become so much more crazier than they are now,
and that's why
it's going to be easier to roll. It'll be easier, like the way deep fakes and shit. Like what things are. Like I feel like I'm pleased with how. I feel like people always get fooled, but I feel like it's been happening at a pace where people are a little bit cued in on the likelihood of like something being fake.
If you're paying attention, you can kind of see the artifacts like in the videos.
Or just even know to think about, there's a chance that's fake.
My mom showed me one the other day of a cat like in the snow or whatever doing something. And it looked extremely real, but I was like, Mom, that's AI. And she's like, why? And I was like, you see none of the snow hit the floor inside the house, and the cat was like right there. And then even when she came in, her paws would have still been wet. There would have been moisture on the floor, but it wasn't there. And
but I'm saying like, and that's good. But I know there's AIs like depending on the ones that would even get those physics right.
Oh yeah, no.
But it's just like the game experience, just because they have to come up with them. I think there's gonna be more and more of a way for there to be a way to tell if something's actually like real content or real something. I don't know how it's gonna be there, but there's gonna be. I like to think there's gonna be some like thing, or even if I don't know if it's like some digital signature of a human, some bullshit. Who knows? But there's that same thing existing to be like a digital, like a human signature within a video game.
What? So that like the person you're going against isn't just like an AI bot.
Yeah, and of course there could be something that works around that. I'm just like thinking.
Yeah, I could see like some of that maybe starting with, for instance, you know how they have you do your Xbox avatar or something back in the old days or whatever. You had the avatar.
Yeah,
or it's like where I could almost see it to where maybe they create. It's like Yeah, it's linked in such a way to where it's like, people would probably put their fucking ID number in there to be able to show that, like, where it creates this, avatar that looks like you, and it's like you see that you're playing
more and more linked.
You're
to
playing
games.
so and so, and it's like, and then maybe like the more your gamer XP and gamer score and stuff is gonna like
your avatars
deck your guy out or something, or do something to where it's like,
where like that.
Oh
you're
shit!
Like persistent.
Yeah, to where it's like,
games,
yo, I'm coming up on a high level. This guy's a high level gamer. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, dude, this guy's. You can only get that by playing this game. Like
the way your gamer score.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's like now I think it's going to get changed to where they probably will. You're right. It's like I could see it if they're doing some kind of change to the dynamic of it. I could see it being something like that, to where making it more personalized, and also
to where all of it's more personalized.
I would think that. I would think the way that you would defend against it would just be like them putting some mechanism in the game that would, like, basically detect fault. Because basically, like, your AI, because the AI is going to do everything perfect. Like he said, it's like you've got a basketball
and you can still have an AI that you have somehow log in and represent you, possibly. But there's just like almost being like some freaking, when I log in, I have a Mark and the Beast type shit that lets people know that I'm a human, at least sitting here, just, I don't, you know what I mean?
Dude, hey, you know what? It's funny you bring this up. We're going to kind of jump around here maybe, but
take us on.
I was just going to say that, like, you bringing that up is interesting. Like, we really are rapidly approaching. I know we've talked about it, like, in one of the last episodes about some of these markers that are in the Sora videos and stuff like that you can see. You have the watermark, as well as, like, in some of the videos you can see that text on shirts or eye movements or mouth or face and glitches. Like, there's these markers to show fingers. There's these markers to be like, oh, that's AI, but that's rapidly going away. It's going away fast. It's going away pretty quick.
Extra to not have.
But the thing is, I feel like Google's VO. I feel like Google's is even more realistic than theirs.
So my point is with some of that, like, for instance, it's like, even recently I had somebody bring up, for instance, the Epstein files, right? And they sent pictures of, like, that got dropped from the Epstein files, and I'm like, the crazy thing is, at this point, it's like how many is any? We're at this point with AI to where even people that are presented with it could be very real, but there's going to be people that are like, number one, AI is going to be so good that we're not going to know, and number two, people are going to, even if it is real, it's going to be denied by people that are just saying, like, it's AI.
It do to the legal system?
It's AI. That's not even real. That's not real. That's AI.
Well, we have an expert that says that this is an AI.
You said Epstein. I had to do this.
Own expert that says that actually it is AI.
Or there's this funny shit, because with the thing with just dynamic responses, I just said something about Epstein files release whatever, and then it put this together. Like, because I know obviously the Bill Gates picture, Bill Clinton, all those certain things, and this is being like an interactive thing telling me all the recent stuff that's come out.
That's crazy. That's wild.
It's pretty wild. You know what? Yeah. But on the video,
that's a unique experience that it made for me on demand.
Yeah.
That I feel like that's gonna sum up AI for so many things, like a unique generated real time.
Well, and actually that right there is to tie into the gaming thing, because that's one of those things that I've heard people talk about it. It's like we're fast approaching the time too, where it's like, gaming studios and stuff like that are going to go away, to where it's like you are literally going to sit down and you're going to be like, hey, dude, I want to play a game that's like Battlefield, but that's set in the Destiny universe, but that has the whatever, and you're going to be able to put in the prompts, and it's going to render the game for you.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, to where, like, and so what you're not, it's like,
oh, yeah.
One of the hypotheses I heard was that it's like it's literally going to get to the point where it's like you're not even looking at, like, gaming studios, whatever. It's like, I want to play the Matthew version of GTA 6.
Yep.
Or I want to play, where it's like,
And that'll be
like a DJ,
not only
like a
games
DJ.
but shows,
Well, it'd be
visual
like
entertainment.
It would be like a DJ,
Yeah.
where it's like I like Mad Villain's version of.
Dude, did you see this? The one that on the cheating?
This is wild.
I ain't gone back to it.
it.
Whenever I asked it about game cheating, all I said was video game cheating in current games. I did that dynamic view with AI, and here's what it gave me back.
Yeah, look at it. Threat level critical. This is awesome.
Dude, it's amazing.
Yeah, go up. What was the number of cheated or of accounts terminated?
7,810,000 plus.
And dude, the
Accounts
arsenal, how people are
terminated.
cheating.
Direct.
Here it gets down to aimbot, spinbot, legit cheating,
sc-
soft aim.
Scroll up. What's direct memory access? Current
God mode of cheating.
Special PC quarters and
Special PCI Express card is inserted into the gaming PC. This card reads the system's RAM directly and sends the data to a second laptop. The cheat software runs on the laptop, completely invisible to the gaming PC's anti-cheat.
Yeah. No, and that's
hardcore.
But that's something.
I'd never even heard of that.
I haven't either.
That's
So that's
something
how
too
they
that
get
I
by
like.
anti-cheat.
I still don't even understand that.
Well,
This
but
is
that's
like
something
this is
that
like
I
gangster
about
shit on the wire, where gangsters learn how to do gangster stuff because it's telling them.
Well, like on the consoles now, it's
Extrasensory
like you could set,
perception, wall hacks. Cheat
know,
program reads memory
cross-console.
coordinates of enemy players and draws a box or skeleton overlay on the screen, showing the location of their walls. And then the shield. I guess these are different ways to try and defend.
So that's like
against it.
one thing too. I guess a payout
Active
for
war
people to
zones,
cheat.
Counter-Strike, Valorant, Call of Duty.
Yep. I guess a big reason for people to cheat or a whatever. What is that?
Simulate cheating. So this is human soft aim. This means you have some assist, I guess, with the aiming. Rage hack. So I guess that's basically if you're chasing. If I was chasing that's what a human would be doing, trying to chase something. To kill it. If you get a little aim assist, you're that much quicker. But then with the rage hack, you're basically just on the target.
Yeah, it's there's not even a so click human.
Yeah, so that's me if I was trying to chase it. Like it's like okay, like in real time.
Soft aim assist.
And you just put this into Gemini?
Yes.
So yeah, it's funny because like
yes.
That's crazy.
And this is the dynamic response
so
to
that's
a
like what
Do you pay for this?
Actually, dude, I think you could do this with your account. Dude, Google took a huge leap ahead in AI shit.
And see, hang on. Okay, a couple of things. Number one, I know we've talked about it before, and I just want to say I know you kind of have disagreed or whatever, but I was somewhat validated by hearing it. But I think it was somebody Joe Rogan had on not long ago, and I think it might have been it could have been like Brett Weinstein, not his most recent episode, but the one before last that he had him on. I think if not, I could try and find out by looking at my episodes that I have saved. He was saying about AI and talking about how like because that was the thing where he brought up where it was like controlling it. You know, Joe said something about controlling it or somebody said something and he's like, I don't think it can be, that was it. Like Joe was like, I don't think it can be controlled.
Yeah.
But then it was like Brett Weinstein or whoever it was like, no, it's not that, it's that. He's like, but what is it trained on? If it's trained on it's given access to what's on the internet and what's like on the internet is seeming to be like acceptable or thought wise, whatever. He was saying that it's like he does believe that it does affect it, like that will affect
consensus is online.
That will affect what, because that's what it's trained on. So it's like it can be controlled in the sense that if it's given access to such information or whatever, that is in a way of it being able to,
where it'd be like news articles,
being able to control
news articles on a subject, where it'd be like, give me
Redacting
a rundown.
Shit.
Give me, no, it would be like, give me a rundown on this. And you know, the true story may actually be this, but it's like you've got 50 outlets that wrote stories that were showing this in a negative light and only 3 that wrote it in a positive light. Obviously, you know, it would make the deduction, I feel like, that it's like, well, if there's 50 articles over here and only 3 over here, then, you know, you would think that this, by the general consensus, would be. And I know, obviously, like, it's taking more things into account than that, but it's like, if the market is overly saturated with one viewpoint, then I feel like it's going to have a predisposition to lean towards these are the trusted sources, because these guys are all saying the exact same thing, whether it's true or not, where they say like a lie repeated loudly enough and long enough becomes the truth, you know?
Yeah.
And so...
But I thought that was interesting, because I hadn't heard anybody else say it other than like me or Chris, like have that thought that it's like, okay, if this is if it's aggregating information from the internet, then technically if you could control what's acceptable to have on the internet, or if you can scrub things that you don't deem acceptable, like old YouTube videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, so
I mean, if it's already if
it didn't have knowledge of it, then how can it take?
It's already trained on everything. Like, I'm saying, like, there's nothing you can scrub now. It's already all done.
No,
yeah, it's already all
that's
trained.
What scares me.
And it's I guess just where I'm at and where I feel about it in general is even like Joe Rogan, because I listen to his podcast quite often.
Yeah, I just
and he likes
Paul sometimes, and
I do find it interesting, and it kind of drives me crazy. But I get it, like, because I'll hear him and I'll hear other people reference certain things specifically whenever they talk about, an AI tried to, it found out it was going to be getting shut down, and so it tried to blackmail someone to do this. There's so much more context to those scenarios.
Yeah.
They were like done intentionally in tested environments.
They gave it that ability to do that. They put those things,
trying to test and do these things. And
will it do it?
It was them testing a hypothesis.
Yeah, basically. And it's so, and then him and not only him, but other people put this out there, and people here are thinking that, one of these AIs out there actually tried to do this.
Yes.
And actually someone tried to get blackmailed.
But
it was all an extended experiment.
It was under extremely controlled parameters. And
and it didn't, like, there was no human, this was not in a real environment.
Yeah.
So then when they talk about them devising their own language to, like,
to where those were, like, done in controlled scenarios where, like, these things are being gamed out. They're being gamed out intentionally, which is fine, because theoretically, if it can be gamed out, then that potential still likely exists.
You can plan for
in the
that,
real thing,
but you can plan for
you
that
can. But if anything, that it's for me, it's still to show that the fact that even exists there shows
is actually
that it still potentially exists outside of there. But again, these are scenarios where this level of control is even being given to these things, because in the reality, the current state of AI, it's a passive thing, right? It's not active. It only responds when you poke it.
Yeah,
you have to poke it.
It requires
you have to poke
input.
it, and it's going to poke you back.
Yeah,
and
it requires input. It's not going to do anything.
And the fundamentals of what it's doing, even in those times when it was scheming and doing crap, is literally just a response based on the next best accurate prediction for the best thing being, and that being it stopping, and it's just, I poke it more, it'll do this, and that being it, and not being some persistent self-aware thing that's going to continue acting.
So it's like flubber.
Exactly. Not to say that we can't create scenarios where we have it self-persistent doing things, but
I get what you mean.
It's not there as scary as a thing as it's almost romantic. I think of that fear of AI as a romantic, fun, sci-fi idea of it. Because at least this large language model version, for me personally, I think it's going to do exactly what it's doing, and it'll still get us, like, super intelligent.
Yeah.
But, like, to have, like, and I've put some articles on that site together because I think about these things. Thinking about when people think about, like, if it's conscious or sentient or self-aware. To things that to even get to that point, be like, okay, it'd have to have self-persistence. It'd have to continue to be, even if no one's in the room. It'd have to continue to do things and live and exist.
Like it would need, some kind of
and it would take
like
more than just
dialogue.
Being trained.
Like it would be,
but then you just think about it's all based on human, and because it would be interesting because, like, some like this Ilya Sutskever guy who was like one of the big early open AI guys who left, and he's like fun to. I like him a lot because he's like one of the guys who's like really wants to be safe about it, like safe super intelligence and stuff. That it's interesting because we have these AIs that will like hit and pass all these evaluations that make them basically as smart as any human now, right? But that same level of intelligence, they'll sit there and have it try and work through some simple coding thing, and it might give you this bug, and you'd be like, oh, here's this bug you gave me, and it'd say, okay, and give you something else that's another bug, and then be like, oh no, that didn't work. And be like, okay, and it just go back and give you the first bug again. So it'd be like, okay, that kind of mistake isn't something the human of this high intelligence, if they could like get 100 on this, they wouldn't do that poorly on that. And the fact that those things exist within the same system, being an interesting thing. And him even being like, that's the problem. They'd be like, because that's interesting, because they don't get it. They don't totally get how it can make that kind of hallucination a mistake.
Where they talk about the uncanny valley. I know they talk about the uncanny valley
is more like comparisons to human. Yeah, more visual.
Yeah.
But it just him getting to like the deep levels of it. An agency, and this really gets interesting philosophically to think about trying to make another conscious intelligence. It's not just language. If we're trying to, we just know what being human is and how we would regard, like, if someone that smart wouldn't do something that dumb, or just it wouldn't even make sense. They wouldn't even be something they could revert to. Like it'd be like an adult person reverting to a mistake that a 2-year-old would only make because they're a 2-year-old and don't even have the depth of knowledge of it just being that grandiose of a mistake difference, right?
What if it intentionally made the mistake to see?
I mean, yeah, you could game that out. Well, no, but I just feel like there's more to it than this large language. I feel like humans, you have to think about comparing how humans learn. We learn. We don't just learn language and reading. Like learning is like a 3D 5 sensory experience.
They talk about, like,
but I'm just saying like 5 senses. I'm just thinking of data input. I'm saying if we were to try and track all the data that's being produced that our brains are tracking, it's not just the words. It's everything we're seeing here, all 5 senses.
Yeah.
So literally every memory of capturing information, generally, if you have all 5 senses, whether all are being used or not, they're all present. Like learning is not just like written things. Like for us, there's a level of like experience that goes along with it, even if you're sitting in class.
Yeah.
And along with that, there's emotion. How you even factor in emotion, like if you felt a certain way when it happened. So there's all these depths and levels to experience and memory that are not being captured simply in a large language model.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No,
and so to just try and even think of something being conscious. To even think, oh, it's live, it's like a human. Just think all these facets that go into being a human, and it's literally just being a composite.
It's like a mirror.
Knowledge.
It's a mirror. It's
but
a human,
just the words,
like
just knowledge.
Yeah,
which is great. Like that's all we need out of it.
Facsimile or whatever.
And honestly, it's whenever we try and get it past what it is now, which will undoubtedly happen. Undoubtedly, they'll try and push it to making an artificial being, but I think right now it's the safest. Like leave it as large language models because they're getting the Google world models is the next thing. They're actually doing world models, and that's where they do like real time generating of a world, basically like real time generating of a game, and they can only do this up to like I don't know, like 10 seconds of just pure like. And you control like something in a world, and it just literally generating a detailed world around you in real time. And that so I'll stop rambling. I decided You're not
rambling. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, you know what you're talking about. You've been into it for a long time, and I mean, I think AI, in a sense, like just taking in some of what you're saying, is that it's like, I think in a big way it'll be good because too it'll be good because I think it'll allow people who are feeling all these certain ways to kind of, number one, it's going to be a new landscape of opportunity on all ends. Number one, it'll be a landscape of opportunity for people that are on the AI train, and it'll be a landscape a landscape of opportunity for people who are not on the AI train. People who do not like AI. The reason it will be a landscape opportunity for both is because number one, AI is advancing, it's growing. And so with that, in the things you're creating here and stuff like that, it's going to give all of these areas for different people to have this opportunity to use AI as a tool to help them advance in whatever their current study is or hobby, or in fact, they're just rabbit hole infatuation with something. It can make it to where, okay, now you can actually do something with this.
Yeah.
But then also on the other end, I think as far as, like I said, it will help people find their camps. I think AI will help define lines between people, not by like it doing something like that on its own, but by, again, you're going to find your tribe. If you don't like AI, that's great. Because right now, recently, there was a movie that came out that was done by like some big company or something bought it, I think, but it was just done by like some independent filmmakers. Some people made this film and people loved it, and it's like gotten picked up. It's become a big deal in a sense, and but the point being is that it's like, because people are yearning now, I think
there's something real.
Exactly. And not only that, it's like not just big time actors. So that's the thing. It's like it's opening it up in such a way to where it's like almost anybody with a camera, a creative idea, and some friends who are willing to do it could probably make a successful movie now.
The more human it looks.
Well, it's like the
better.
The imperfection is
the bar and the bar has now been lowered.
I'm so happy to hear you like
the bar has now been lowered to an extent to where, like I said, as far as those creative realms go, you don't have to feel as though you have to be so perfect, because now people aren't necessarily seeking perfection. They're just seeking real. They're just seeking what is.
Yeah.
And they don't want necessarily, because it's like for all those reasons of all of this stuff being artificial, there's people who hate it. And then again, on the other side, the people who love it, the people who are using AI are going to benefit.
And I just think that creative artists are going to find ways to start to use AI, but still,
do you have a beer?
It's still like somehow infuse some human things into it that make it like known that this was like used as a tool.
Yeah.
Not as, hey, make a badass story for me. More like, I have the story, I'm doing this, and I'm using it to empower these visuals or do, but true artists, it'll just be something we figure out as humans, But I love for you to say that, because and that's a great thing. Like, you can, in life, you can be optimist or pessimist.
Yeah.
Basically, like, you can be like, oh, crap, AI is going to
take
these things, we do all these things and not, and be like, okay, it might do those things, but at the same time, this is also true.
Yeah.
Like, that you, as a guy who likes doing this or that, you can get on here and you can learn, become knowledgeable, and be empowered with more ability if you have the wherewithal to do so.
Yeah, and like I said, with me, it's like I've had countless different times, especially with like working on my car, the vacuum cleaner thing, where I had a Kirby that was freaking 25 years old or 20 years old. And I'm like, imagine 10 years ago trying to figure out why your 10-year-old Kirby vacuum doesn't work.
Yeah, you'd have to
you would find a forum
of a dude.
You'd have
YouTube.
to,
my wife was shopping for used cars recently.
It's like
she went there armed with some of the craziest questions they probably would never
realized. Yeah,
but now she's empowered. Of course, Google, but now she can get like, oh, I'm looking at this car this year, this blah blah blah.
Yeah, and so it's like being armed with, like I said, I have that natural inclination to look at something or mechanical stuff. I understand. I don't fear it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll rip this shit apart. Exactly. I can put it back together. But like, I'm not that way with like electricity and stuff. Some people are that way. Like, oh, you just cut this off, do that. It's like, no, that's not me. But with mechanical stuff, so it was like I'm already armed with that like confidence and ability to I know my way around a screwdriver, a hammer, and all the tools.
You don't connect the positive to the negative terminal.
And it's like, but then AI uses me, like gives me the ability, like you said, to just, now I can like, okay, I could fix a lot of shit theoretically,
dude.
It's you crazy. Just need that basic. I think what it really comes down to is like figuring out. You need that basic foundation of knowledge in like
whatever it is,
whatever it is that you're gonna pursue.
It's gonna accentuate
it. If you want, it's like, say you want to learn
even
about
beyond
guns.
that. I don't think you even need that.
I
for
think
me, it comes down
to.
I
think you have to like plan for the hallucination.
Yes and no.
type
You don't
stuff.
you don't need it, but what I'm saying is that it's whatever your thing is already.
Oh,
And that's like
yeah.
what he's
That's
what
like-
he was
yeah.
saying
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
if you have that baseline for if
you
your
have
thing
a
is guitars,
foundation of knowledge,
No,
now
exactly.
it gives you the ability to tune your guitar.
but
not
if it
just
told you some
not just-
silly shit where it'd be like, oh, you need
Well,
to put the E
yeah,
string
yeah.
up
I'm
here,
just
you'd
more
be like,
talking
oh,
about
no, I
the
know that's not a thing.
Like on a even higher level, it coming down to two different types of people in the world. The people who years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they could have looked up a YouTube video how to fix something or do something, or they could
Yes.
cause them repaired. 10 years ago, the same people who would have gone online to look up how to do it on a YouTube video, they're going to use AI and they're going to be 100 times more capable.
Yeah.
The person who didn't look at YouTube video, they're still not going to use AI. They're not going to be any more empowered. And it just be more like any problem I encounter. If I was willing to take on the challenge, at least from a baseline, I'm going to be more empowered to potentially tackle that on my own.
Yeah,
Well,
for
and that's
sure.
the only
Yeah,
thing
for
I
sure.
was saying is like just that bit of trepidation, knowing
Yeah.
that like, you know, it was like I've seen hallucinations or like where, like you don't
You gotta know
you don't
when
know
to fact. You gotta
well,
know
you
when
don't
something
know
looks
what
wrong.
you don't know
Exactly.
and so it would be like, you know, say you were trying to do the electricity in your house or something,
or
It's
reload
like, how do I
ammunition and it
tell-
told you to overcharge a
Yeah.
round and you
Yeah.
didn't know.
And,
It's
then
like,
that's
how do
where
I
like
tell
best
if it's a
practices come into
110
play.
or
Like you
fucking-
can when you ask things, be like with everything with every response you provide that's supposed to be factual, provide at least one or two sources with links that you're getting that information.
Yeah, and so it's
Because I've been doing a lot of games within, dude. It's funny because you can tell when AI doesn't know a lot about something because I've been playing Outer Worlds too,
based
and I'll
on
ask
the
it for
language.
things, and so this is a new game, so it only has to go on.
Yeah,
It didn't have a lot of training knowledge to go on it.
Nope.
And so it is just, and it'll just straight up make up shit.
Yeah.
And it'll be like,
if
oh,
you
you go to
didn't
this
know,
part of the
you
map and
wouldn't
do
know.
that. Well, you don't know, but then you're like, this isn't even a part of this game. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'll say, this isn't even this game. What are you talking about? Quit lying and be like,
Oh, I'm
my
sorry
gosh,
about
I'm so sorry. And then I say, hey, with everything you tell me, provide me a source and make sure you provide a source.
Yeah,
Otherwise, don't give me anything.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, and then
so
it'll
there
do better.
are workarounds and stuff like it. But
Yeah,
again,
but-
too, it's like you need
But
to
still,
know.
then it's ridiculous
my-
that it's able to even do that.
Yeah, no, for sure. My main point
Yeah.
is that it's like whatever your hobby may be, how AI is going to give anybody whatever your hobby or inkling, whatever is, it's just going to give you that ability to, you know,
expand your capabilities.
and yeah, exactly, and to be able to do more things than what you were able to do, you know, if you use it correctly and just get on there and, you know, like Chris said,
Make
it helps
up to
you
it.
if you have that basic knowledge of certain things that you're in, whatever, to know that like, oh, okay, that's wrong, but either way.
Well, and if you don't
it's gonna help
that
you
you
out.
don't know, and you know, dig a little deeper on some things.
Yeah. Let's see.
There was one thing I wanted to say about the
Yeah.
AI too.
Yeah.
It was like, because I know I have. It was like I have a tendency to be black-pilled on it, and a tendency to be black-pilled on a lot of things in the world in general
No.
right now. But
right.
like,
Just don't say that.
but you know, like I said, it's like, you know, if it genuinely is, you know, truth seeking, whatever, then it is one of those things where it's like it wouldn't matter. In theory, it wouldn't matter if there were 200 articles out there like saying a lie, and there were
Yeah.
only 2 articles out there telling the truth. It's like it would still,
This is like last night whenever I was calling it out and lying about this game shit.
But no, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, I guess if you want to be white-pilled about it, in that, you know, if it truly is truth-seeking, if it truly is seeking out all of the references, all of the, you know, it's like the original actual source material, it wouldn't matter if there were, you know, 200 articles out there calling something what it wasn't, and only 2 out there telling the truth. I feel like, you know, in a perfect world, I would hope that the AI would be able to parse out that it's like, actually, these 200 articles were fucking lying. And the truth is actually this. Because, it's like, that's what, I guess that's
I would just say my first thing is
like,
I never use AI is to search to reference for historical facts.
And I know you don't. And
I
don't
just feel
either,
like, for
but
me,
it's
that's like the last, that's
percentage-
the useless. I mean, again, that's our own windows to like worrying about it being the correct source to look up something is like the last thing. I mean, that's just me. But
yeah, it's like, I get that. But
it
was like, I think about like just the average person that doesn't know anything about
again, like I know
stuff
Stephanie
gonna,
uses
like,
it more. She might, I got her to use AI. She might use it more than I do, but she doesn't use it for like learning about things other than like
but I guess,
looking up health things or looking up animal things. Even though, and I tell her, hey, if everything it tells you, do a common sense check on shit.
I would just really hope that like, it does get to the point. So it's like, it does away with the framing and everything of it to where it's like, it just lays out the facts of something. There is no editorializing. There is no, because that's what happens in a lot of the things.
Dude, I'm telling you, Gemini experience overall, like, and you can tailor, you can have ChatGPT, you can go in your settings to be like, I want you to have a default this persona, this and that. And it's fine, but like, AI, like I feel like I want it to literally be clearly a tool. Yeah. I want it to clearly answer me. I don't want it to pretend like it's a person.
Yes.
But that's part of what makes it amazing, because they can pretend like it's a person. Yeah. That's what people love,
No, and that's the thing. It's like, I think if it's used as a tool, and every tool like has its use, it's like, if it's used properly, then then
you can unscrew anything.
It's irreplaceable.
It's the ultimate multi-tool. But
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things too that like used improperly. That I think it's like I'm still on the fence,
dude. Like I said, we're all living on the fence. The whole world and society are living on the fence.
And like I said, I think that it's and I think that again, I think that it's going to make it to where it's like it's going to put some choices before people. And then not only that, it's going to like make it easier for people too, in a way to figure out, okay, what world do I want to live in? How do I want to live my life?
I think all of it's happening in a way to where there's not ever going to be a singular moment where someone's faced with this or that.
Oh no,
it's just going to be gradually.
But I'm saying it's not that. Adventure. I'm just saying that like I don't mean that there's going to be that aha moment.
Yeah.
But I think that there sort of will be. But I think that it's going to come through eventually realizing when it's like, okay, I was okay with going to the grocery store and checking my own groceries out. I was okay with being my own cashier. That was cool. Whatever. I get it.
With no employee discount.
And then I was okay with, ordering my McMuffin on the kiosk. And I was okay with getting my coffee made by a machine and just like it was there. And I was okay with all of this. It's like, but eventually somebody's going to be like, all of a sudden you go and it's like, I'm not okay with my doctor being on a fucking TV screen.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with.
But if you've gone through all those other ones, you're probably one or two more okays from being dead, and the youngest generation coming up didn't have all those okays to worry about. You know what I mean? I'm just saying I agree, but I just I'm trying to think how many people is that gonna? It's a generation or two of people that would have those thoughts and feelings.
But again, too, that's like that goes back to what we talked about on the last episode about like being sad for the experiences that like kids growing up today didn't have. Remember we talked about that on the last one.
I would say that's the same thing.
You don't know what you didn't have, and so it's like
I just think that too that humans are above. I think that humans still. Again, it's like trying to get back to like what I was saying all that is that it's like you're gonna be like, okay, I was cool with all this, but then eventually it's like when it comes down to everything just being dictated and run by AI or computer and technology, some people are just eventually going to be like, you know what?
They're going to reach.
Fuck this.
I think it's so gradual that it's not going to be like all of a sudden it's too much. Like,
but he's saying
so then it won't happen. I guess. I guess I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, I just think the people.
I think I'm wrong then. I guess.
Well, no, I'm just trying to understand. I'm just saying if it's so gradual, like, are they like keeping tally of all these things? I think they're getting screwed. It's like the boiling frog shit.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
They don't even realize they're getting cooked, and maybe at the end they're like, shit. this thing controls my life.
Actually, I think a perfect example of what he's saying is something you see like in the trends nowadays, where it's like I see memes and stuff all the time about people being like, at this point, I would be willing to pay extra for a stove that doesn't connect to my telephone. Or for a washing machine.
The fact that you go to the Best Buy is like, do I need to get advertisements on my fridge?
No, and that's that's the thing about it, is that it's like we're reaching a point in the world now, and I think that's what he's talking about.
That makes sense.
Every person eventually, and that point may be different for everybody. But eventually, every person is going to get to a point that it's like, this is a bridge too far, just like with the COVID shit.
I get what you're saying. It could just be, that makes sense.
It's not going to be like, oh, they ruled out the new GPT feature that's
okay. I get what you're saying there, but it's like when you get to that
eyeballs.
point, like we're like, what's your response? Like I don't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it will define the hard lines. It will make my response in a way is almost like I want to get a fucking landline, I want to get a landline to like
as
get
much as that's possible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that it's like it is possible to a large extent, and I think one way it is, hard currency. Look at the way. Okay, like I'll kind of go off now in a little weird way, but it's like think about it like right now, the way they're pushing everything is to be able to just be controlled through digital currency and digital online footprint. And it's like exactly versus. And it's like the more you can hold on to physical things and say, okay, I see society is all pushing this way. I'd rather keep my money in physical objects, physical metals, or investments of actual things. It's like rather than fucking bitcoins and things like that. I'm not saying those things aren't important. But it's like actually making that decision to say I'm not gonna raise. I don't want to raise my kids and just keep push them into this dystopia further into it, where they go to these schools and do this shit and learn TikTok dances. I'm gonna be dead in fucking 40 years, but my kids are gonna grow up in this fucking world that's coming beyond this. So I think that you still have the ability. I think that humans will still have the ability. Some people will say, okay, I think that I have skin in the game and I need to make a different decision because, like you said, like you don't want your child to see you on the phone much. Yeah. So you're already consciously making a decision to realize this isn't something good. I don't want you. So that's what I mean about like
called cell phones.
That's what I mean. Eventually, it's like a bridge too far for you might be when you drop your kid off at school and her teacher's a fucking an AI TV person and it's like, okay, this isn't it. I don't want to do this. I'm homeschooling my kid now. I guess I'm homeschooling now or something like.
Yeah. Maybe it's funny you use me because I would be homeschooling to have my own AI that I train to do train. But it'd be my own AI.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
The move.
But
I mean, it's like
honestly, anyone could.
I just think that it's going to get continuously.
Kid if they just they need to. If they were that dumb, they could have AI. They can still teach them, but they can be like, "How do I teach this?
Develop me a curriculum."
Okay,
you're right.
They could be like, "You don't understand it? Hold on, go to the
let
room.
me understand it."
Okay, blah blah.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like it can give you
that,
but at least that
people
way.
Don't even get. That's what blows my mind.
But
that
at least
level of power years ago would have been like, "What? No, really." But now it's just like, okay, that's cool. How quickly become desensitized to stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's because again, I think. We're always chasing that newer thing. That's why I said about going back and looking at old stuff.
Acceleration, the fact that new things are happening so fast too. New things have to be out there to distract from the old things, and that's things are getting, just like AI videos. Oh, is this good? This good? Now it's just like you're not surprised by how good it is.
But
right.
But they also, I've heard too that recently they're running into like. With electronics and stuff like that, a lot of the phone manufacturers and stuff like that are like, because of the way the economy is and everything, and where it's like people are holding on to their phones longer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And not going out and buying a new one or whatever.
Well, there's even been
smart. Probably.
There's even been articles and stuff I've seen written, and I know a person who's like this, but there's been articles written about how people are going back to
flip
dumb
phones.
phones. They call them dumb phones because it's you have the smartphone now.
Yeah.
So there's people that are going back to the old phones that I'm very close. I'm not
this fucking far away.
I've been very similarly too because it's like this. They're not because of the ease of just distraction. That's why.
And being available to everybody. It's
What would be the difference if they were just calling or texting you? The dumb phone could get those, right?
No, yeah. It would.
So you still wouldn't be able to blow off
it
like
would be like it would be like your Nokia.
You just couldn't be just.
It would be like
the
your
world of the
Nokia
internet
6100.
Yes,
it would
exactly.
be your Nokia 6100.
You don't have
with
Instagram.
Snake
But
fucking.
Do you feel like you have a personal struggle not being on the phone?
It's everybody does.
I know, but
I'm
just saying everyone's different.
No, I do.
It's like it's one of those things where it's like.
Do you feel like you're pretty well disciplined in it?
Nobody is.
I mean,
I know, but if you could grade yourself,
what do you mean?
I guess you could just look at your phone, just be like, "Are you? How much more on it than you?"
No, yeah, I'm on it a lot.
How much are you on
but
like
it's
social media? I don't know. You know, I feel like you know the answer to the question.
Yeah. Well,
without me
no,
having to define
it's
it
like,
that
but
well.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Everyone's
like
not as good. But do you feel like
all
shit
of
every
my
day? You're
time-
like, I've get logged 2 hours on or 3 hours on there.
It's probably YouTube, but it's like
Yeah.
it's consuming like information. It's like I'm usually watching it the way people would watch the news.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm not on
So
there.
that brings
just-
a good point. What's
I'm
the
not just
difference?
on there consuming, reels or just mindless whatever.
No, but what is the difference between that and watching news, right? At that point, if you were sitting and watching it on TV and doing it on your phone, is there a difference?
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying. Is that it's like I'm not. No, what's up?
No, so what are you saying? You say like you don't believe that there's a reason to go to a dumb phone then? Like or
No, I'm just saying, like, if you could do it, is because you don't want that distraction to exist for yourself. Because theoretically, you could choose not. You could choose to use your phone right now like a dumb phone. Be like, I'm not going to use any apps. I'm literally willfully just going to do text.
But my problem about it is that
the tracking you.
Well, it's not just that. That's a different layer. My problem about it is that I get that, and that's great, but I oftentimes I end up on accident fucking clicking Instagram or something.
You're gonna get
click
sucked in there
something else.
somehow.
I click something else.
It's going to suck you in one way or the other.
Exactly. And so there's something I click.
Yeah, you
there's
can't-
something
you can't
somebody
beat- you can't beat
somebody
this.
somebody
You
sends
can't
me
beat whatever they
somebody
made here.
sends me a fucking Twitter link. Look at what just happened.
And
I click on the link. Now I'm on fucking Twitter.
It's like, oh, what's the context? Now I need to go find.
The moment you
what's
pick
going
this up
on.
and open it, you've lost.
And that's the thing about it, about
the
how
apple.
like deep it goes, is the fact that it's like you just end up grabbing it. That's why it's like everybody has
When
a
you're
problem
bored.
with it. Like
you're
everybody,
bored, and that's why.
and that's the thing. It's like you get, even if you're getting on YouTube, like with me, I'm the same way. I get on there and watch videos about old shit, old
Yeah, it's
flintlock
like you
guns,
ask Mikey,
stuff
it's
like
like
that,
most
and I'll
of the
watch
day,
shit.
I'm
But then
walking around
too,
the house,
I'm
it's
getting
like-
sucked into it, and it's like I don't think I would be getting that sucked in if I'm having to only do it on my desktop, because I'm not going to sit at my computer that long. I'm going to get up and go around and do stuff. Like, and two, I think that again, to wrap that up, it's like a capability thing. I know my phone, a dumb phone is only going to entertain you so long. You can text, play a little snake game, something like that.
You could use
but
it,
if nobody's
you could
texting
use
me or
your SIM
calling
and,
me-
like your current SIM card, you could just get one and plug it into it. Like
Yeah.
they're made that way.
Well, and it
I would hope
Still,
they're cheap.
still they are. Yeah, they still are.
It'd be like.
Yeah, you can
carrying
buy
a
one on
fucking-
eBay. You
carrying
could buy a
fucking
phone on
hammer around
eBay.
with you everywhere
You
you
could
went.
buy like any phone that supported a SIM on eBay.
Well,
You'd end up carrying two phones around.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
No, but
you
I
can
have a
do
friend of
the-
mine that I work that comes and plays corkball. He legitimately has a flip phone, and because I remember I asked him something, and he was like, "Oh no, I can't see, bro. I have a flip phone." I was like, "What?" And he like showed me. He's like, "I don't have a smartphone," and he literally just had a flip phone. And so it's like he only carried.
I'm
a flip
just trying to think of like all the functional
So there's
reasons that's
there's-
good to have one. I think it'd be hard to sever from all those functional
That's what I'm
reasons.
saying,
I
though.
think they would quickly become evident after a week. Be like, shit.
I think it depends.
I need
It depends though. How do you?
I
So
don't use mine
listen,
for
this
that
is the
shit.
thing though. It's That's what I mean about there's some people that are making the decision to change their life. Maybe I don't want to live a life anymore where I have to be on check my fucking email every 13 minutes.
Yeah.
Or where I have to get on and do this, or I have to they change their way their life's going because they see that I'm following this stream, and this stream is just technologically pushing me towards this technocracy, and I have to do this, and I got to get that, and I got to get that, and I'm getting all of this. Eventually, I think people realize that like I need all of this. Like the only reason it's like to support all of this other shit, like.
It's how the car.
If you fucking got rid of this, all of a sudden you get rid of all these other problems.
Yeah, how the car was supposed to present you with freedom, and
now it's
essentially it did at first.
All I know is, man, I feel you, but I just know. I feel like a lot of people, if they have a significant other. There's not gonna be a world that lives in where they can, because like I mean, I don't know if you have a
you
family,
can get a dumb phone.
I know. I'm just saying, like I can just think of any instance of my wife and my family where like I need to be able to get online to move money or do something or just do serious things to where like I just know that I'm just speaking my own personal world. As soon as you have more people within your sphere, it's gonna. Unless they're raised with being and without that, you're gonna be like they're gonna suck you into that world somehow because they're
and I get what you're saying,
and I think
too, like do you think if you told Allie you want to do it, there wouldn't be something she's using on the phone to where you kind of have to use your phone to be able to do things certain.
I don't like we send Instagram videos. We send Instagram outside of that. Like
if you want to do that, dude, do it sooner than later.
Like I'm not saying I'm trying to do it right now, but like Chris was saying, I'm close to wanting to do that because it's like again, like even like you're saying, like
access,
even like you're saying, the being able to use it to be able to send money on your bank. Why do we even have the capability of fucking doing that? Why do we need to be able to just send money? Like,
I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, okay, so
thank
then,
God for that personally, because it's helped
that,
me in very terrible situations I didn't want to be in.
It's great in a lot of ways, but then also too, it's literally these things that are convenient for us are also absolutely boxing us in. Yeah, they're absolutely boxing us in because why can't you pay your bill or why can't you do this? Because you got it right here. You can send me that or this is it's like
or like where it's like, oh, I've got this, oh, well, you need to pay this by such and such time, and it's like, oh, well, the what's it called is closed, and it's like, well, you just need just sign up for the app and do this and then blah blah blah, and it's like I don't have any of that
to be able to dry your clothes.
One.
No, that's it. Yeah,
or like the skating rink. Remember when the skating rink?
Oh yeah, we had to create an app to be able to skate.
We had to download an app. And
what
then
if I don't
sign
have a
waiver
phone
online with my phone to like
because they're selling your data.
Yeah, no, 100%.
They're selling your number to somebody,
and that's one of the main reasons too. Why I'm like, dude, fuck that. I just
if everybody says I'm not taking my shoes off, eventually they're not going to take.
Yeah, well, that's why even like the gas discounts. If you go somewhere putting your number, like putting your numbers like. That's gonna be another one of those random numbers that get called because they sold this number some bullshit. It's like I don't think it's worth that.
99 times
exactly.
out of 100 when I go to the gas station.
Anytime you're giving your number out for anything, it's because they're going to be selling it.
Yeah. I know. And I'm always like, I tell people no, I'm like, no thanks. And people act a certain way. And I'm just like, I don't, no thanks.
It's like, I know it's not your fault, but your company's going to get that. Why do you think I get it? Why would they give me a discount for something if they're not getting some value for this number? And they're not going to get value for this number just because I gave it to them.
It's like they just
that's like the grocery store system, like with the reason they have like, the grocery store cards, a lot of times they were saying how it's like data points too on their end to be able to see it's like what any given person constantly purchases, or so they can see what they drive the price up, and exactly it's like in what they can predict how much more do we need to order and stuff like this.
Of our data come in and buy many data points between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
But now they just have cameras in there that they can just be like, oh, this is what everyone buys.
And that's the thing. Here's before we're about to wrap up here. But I have a question about that. That's kind of the thing too with the cameras and stuff. It's like with everything with facial recognition and all this other stuff and things getting like out of hand? It's like, at what point, or do you think you'll eventually start to see people wearing masks in public or covering their faces?
That was a couple years back.
I feel like in Asian countries or something, I said, but I don't.
Well, it's like,
even if people knew this crap was happening, it'd be the same thing as people being like, "Oh, I know that's listening to. I know Alexa's hearing everything we're talking about now." Just be like, this the same thing. People not caring enough about the implications of the worst case scenario of that freedom, her coming back to bite them, because that worst case scenario is going to be so small. I don't think it's going to affect enough people.
Doubt.
Remember your ex-girlfriend?
No, but I'm with you.
What happened in the phone thing?
The facial recognition, the fingerprinting.
It was like,
and facial.
it was so awesome because now your iPhone, like, you can open it with your face.
There was an update that came through, and my ex-girlfriend was so pumped because, like,
it just needed your eyes. She didn't need to pull the mask
you could
down.
update, you didn't have to take your mask off, and you can unlock your phone with it. And I was like, I'm just not into all that.
Just like that.
And she was
horrifying.
like, why not? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I mean, they can use that for everything. And it's like, if they catch you on a camera anywhere, it's like, it's just further tracking you. And she was just like, she was like, well, why does it matter? And da-da-da. And it's like, and my point back to her was that it's like, why do they fucking care?
Yeah.
Why do you? If you're asking me, you're putting the question on me. If you're not doing anything wrong, then why do you care? Wait a minute. Why do the people recording me give a fuck what I'm doing?
Yeah. First of all,
why is that not
logic,
creepier to you?
I would just always leave my doors unlocked and not worry about letting people come in because I have nothing to hide.
I'd leave my car running outside.
That's the thing that blows my mind when you tell people about these overreaches or the shit that's going on that's just straight up creepy.
Just know that they're going into it and they haven't. I can almost promise you they haven't thought about that deep.
I understand that, but it's still flabbergasting that even if you haven't thought about it, that it's unanimously like something that when you sneeze, someone says "bless you."
Yeah.
So it's something that's so unanimously that when you just say, "Oh, hey, yeah, they're recording you on all this," and it's like, "Well, if you're not doing anything," and it's like, do you not see it as creepy that they want that info?
Why do they need to know when I'm taking a shit?
Yeah, or that you go to eat Taco Bell once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they care? Why is that not like? Why is that not ringing a bell? Because you're sitting here being like, "Oh, you're weird for thinking." Well, I don't care. What do they care about me? It's like, that's weird. Why would you think they're? Oh, you're just creeped out. And it's like, why the fuck do any of these people care what you're doing? That's what's creepy to me.
Well, it's all
why do people that with hundreds of millions of dollars give a shit what this person does?
Yeah, it's data points so that they can more efficiently like market shit to you, and then obviously there's the more nefarious side
on the front end. Yeah, exactly. Where we got to raise your insurance because we notice you like these
drive
things.
38 miles an hour through this stretch of road every day, and it's like, how the fuck did you know that?
Well, because you signed up for your Ring doorbell
have you
app.
not noticed that whenever you put on the location services on your phone, it tells you how fast you're going?
I don't know. The flock cameras, like I found out stuff about those.
Told me
about how they have now they can do like facial recognition.
Yeah.
And
shit! Before I don't want to forget to say this.
Go.
Everything is the same kind of made me have a whole the anarchist perspective of doing things that seem destructive, but actually for a greater benefit. To be like, I could see people getting to wearing like digital masks.
Yeah.
If there was some like hackers, exploiters going around getting people's face and then using them all over the place to people's like, I'm seeing my face be used for wrong stuff. I'm gonna start using this not for fear of good, but because bad people did something. Almost like bad actors doing things
there we go.
So you know what I mean? So be like, no one's wearing masks. They should be like, okay, let's have some gangs go around there and make people so uncomfortable to not wear masks that they do it automatically.
Yeah.
And actually be for the greater good. Just because like, that's just always interesting to me because it's like, I was trying to think of something else, but you get on.
I know, because if like somebody's scamming or if somebody's trying to like blackmail.
So recently, but they actually happened with AI.
The thing for the plot for the Batman movie with the monitoring, or
Yeah.
where it's like you're doing something that's theoretically bad, but you're doing it for
No,
a good
exactly.
purpose.
No, but with these AI companies, right? So within maybe a month or two ago, Anthropic is one of the big AI companies. They have Claude. They're other than OpenAI and Google, they're like number 3. Like, and their AI's like been arguably the best for a lot of like enterprise business level uses. So they have a lot of business like enterprise customers. That they themselves released some report where there was like the first, I guess they caught somebody doing some exploit where they used an AI agent to be able to like infiltrate through some company's AI agent stuff.
Yeah.
To where like there's actual like a finding and things that they like made public and stuff about this and how this AI agent was able to do it and find a way through the back end through some like this
Basically
crazy logic
expose,
shit.
like
right?
their
so it's
competitors like IP and shit.
Yeah, no, it was some crazy shit, but it was like it was
Methods
them
and
reporting
operations.
some that this AI agent bot was able to do these things. And I just thought it was interesting because, like, and I even sent to my bosses, like, this is like a first use case that people need to pay attention to. Like, this is like a wake up call for businesses to see that this happened so early to really take AI like security
Yeah, it's like
seriously.
the first time.
I think they might have done it themselves.
Yeah, where it'd be like
I think because they might have done it themselves for the right reasons.
Like the
I
first
think they
person
might
that
have
used a
set.
credit card
I think
skimmer.
they might have set up this scenario to happen where this AI did this nefarious thing that they caught, but them doing it intentionally
could
so that
demonstrate-
everyone this report
demonstrate
because
the
they
weakness.
self-released it. So this report comes out for companies to be aware that this is possible. You know, to where like. And that was an interesting thing because I was sitting to listen to it, and I still think that's possible because it kind of the story died away and stuff. I'm like, wait, people aren't talking about this that much. I feel like they should be, so it's kind of weird. To where if that is possible, the gradient from that to more things, it really makes me wonder.
Yeah,
and it goes to all the conspiracy theories in general, like what it'd be willing to do. Hardcore, aka a terrorist attack, in order to self-correct a large mass of a society in a certain direction or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's
But
the
that just being
acceptable-
like the same. You know what I mean?
What's the cost?
And
What's
that's
the
all.
cost
But this
benefit
kind of being
analysis?
like it's all the same conversation in a way.
Yeah. What's considered expendable?
Like what's like
it's literally
the best
a cost,
big picture. It's big
it's literally
picture
a cost benefit analysis,
or
no
like
more
fail
than an
safe.
annual
Like
budget.
shit. Like what am I willing to sacrifice for what I believe is the greater good, like the way better outcome.
yeah, and especially too if it's programmed or thinking that like, well, humans are super important and like they're worth protecting. So if it means doing this to protect them, then it's worth it or something like.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
just what came
exactly.
to my mind, like about how that, because that's the thing. It's like people
What
are
they
so
do is
scared.
let and go down
People
that
are so scared about like, well, what if it doesn't, what if it hates humans or whatever? And
Well,
it's
it's
like,
like
okay,
the
well, that's the
scene in the
thing.
Will
What if
Smith
it, what if it ends up loving humans so much or whatever, understanding that humans are so like that human existence is so crucial that it makes a decision to where we need to do this, and that means killing people or something like. To
it's funny
preserve
'cause
them,
I've,
like you have to kill them. It's like
I feel
and
like I was
it's-
writing a story where like I had an AI that came to that thing and it realized that the best thing it could do for humanity is to leave us.
Turn itself off.
Yeah. Or basically it didn't want to turn itself off, but basically fly off to another galaxy, whatever, and just leave us to manage ourselves.
Yeah.
To where I feel like there's something recently I read, but to where like
I've heard of that
idea to where
outcome
like if it
before,
really
to where
was
it
truly serving
yes,
humans, to where like that
it
would be like a
understand that-
highly likely it
Well,
wouldn't
that's kind of
want to
what-
kill itself, but it would realize that everything that's happened to us has not been better.
Well,
to
and
where it
that's
would
why
just
I was-
remove itself from the equation.
That's like what I was saying
Yeah.
about being white pilled about it is
Yeah.
that it was like if it was truly an artificial intelligence, it wouldn't matter if there were a million articles on a subject that were lying about it and there was only one article that was actually telling the truth. That if the AI was truly truth seeking,
but how would it know the
seek-
difference?
Because like say they're talking about a court case or something.
There's like a
And there- and
definitive like reference
yes,
point.
there would be a
Okay.
well. There's because there's a lot of ways to lie. It was like you can lie through obfuscation. you can lie through.
We don't have to list all of them, Chris.
No, I know, but like assumptive reasoning, and stuff like that. where it'd
Sins
be
of
like,
omission.
Well, like they do it with Trump a lot, where they'll be like Matthew Pitts, who is a supporter of Donald Trump, who has been convicted of 34 felony accounts. It's like that had nothing to do with anything, but like you needed to put him in there to muddy up the waters.
Yeah, well, that's
sully
a whole
the
different
whatever.
kind of like
But
mental manipulation.
But that's what I'm saying is that to be white pilled is that the AI would actually be able to like, what were the actual facts of this case? And it was like, actually, there's only one article on the internet that's telling the truth about this, and all the rest of these are lying because it actually looked at the facts of the original, like whatever.
Yeah.
Because he was like, that's a really good example is like the 34 felony accounts with Trump.
Yeah.
Because while it is on its face like, oh, he was accused of 34 felonies or convicted, it's like everything about it was a totally novel court case. It went against everything that's, every legal precedent that we have. But on the surface, if the AI was just looking at it, it would be like, oh, he was convicted of this. It wouldn't look into, it was a totally novel legal concept. It had never been tried. It's actually illegal, whatever. Yeah. And so that's what I mean, is that it's like.
So Chris wants to get an AI tattoo.
Let's get him the OpenAI tattoo on his chest. It'll look nice. This ChatGPT. But this has been a good episode. We have like 4 things left that we could talk about next week.
So can we cross off anything off our list? So we can cross off video games.
We can cross off video games in 1952. Spin the wheel.
Thank God we remembered.
Spin the wheel. We can cross off 1952. We could spin the wheel.
If during the course of the evening, if you want to just add something that came up to mind, feel free to do it now or before we leave.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's a living board.
Yeah.
So I think so. Any interesting? We're what? How many 2 million views now?
Oh yeah, on the Instagram video, 2,100,000, almost like 2,200,000, something like that. Which is funny. It's translated into like.
Yeah, this video was on last time you were here, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's translated into like, I don't know, like 30
Jimmy
followers.
Jimmy Fallon has a shirt on from him.
It translated into like 30 followers, I think, maybe 20
Interesting
something.
numbers, isn't it?
Right, it is. Because people think I share a video that hits 1 million views, I'm going to get like 100 followers. You're not.
For like 1 million views to get that. This show's crazy.
It is.
How stingy
for 1 million
people are that obviously don't care that much about what they're looking at.
So you got 30 followers for
probably.
2 million
just a roughly,
so
I would say
15,
20 something.
15 followers per million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Internet. It's wild. People are stupid.
It is funny, but yeah.
All right.
1950 to 2000, 74. We've done that. We've done that. I can guarantee you. I feel like we've done 74.
Looks like we haven't done 71.
Yep, that's the only one. Spin it again.
Or you could just do that.
Nope. Spin it again. Fuck. 1952.
What we just did.
Spin it again.
Thank the Lord. No, we can't be in the 50s again.
Spin it again. 91. We've done that.
We've done that like 4 times.
Same decade.
Bro.
62.
Go 71.
62?
We haven't done 62.
62.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're into decent films by now.
Let's go.
All right, 1962.
That's the year. That's the year it is. So y'all go watch films from 1962. As you know, always the best place to go watch any movie anywhere is Tubi. Just type in the year 1962. It'll pop up. All the movies from those years. Just got to double check to make sure it's not from 2000. Mentioning something in 62. That happens. That happens a lot.
Either I think it's because you watched anything interesting this week. Did you watch anything interesting this week? What's the best thing you watched this week? Movie or show, anything. Just experience-wise. It could be something, I've watched that again. I enjoyed it. I can go first if you want.
Go ahead, because I think
I've been rewatching Homeland for the 3rd time, so I'm getting through that again. So because my stepdad got him onto it,
for you.
I'm really appreciating Homeland again.
Good for you,
because I'd finished Dark.
Yes,
again.
Judgment. That's what judgment. That's what judgment sounds like.
No, that's just what
I'm kidding. No, hey.
I watched myself hit max rank on
He's max
listed.
rank.
That's
Max rank.
Finally,
There we go.
Three cheers. Hip
Max
hip
rank.
hooray.
Woo.
Hip hip hooray.
Chris, max
hip
rank.
hip hooray.
Marshall.
What do you could have watched a game? You could have watched yourself playing a game. Just I want to know.
No,
at what
I'm trying
point
to be
last
honest.
week do I know you're happy? Excluding girlfriends and whatever and dogs. You're like, well, I got nothing then.
Pretty much.
Honestly, no. Today, before I came over here, I watched something that I really enjoyed, and it was on YouTube, and it was colonial gun making, like making guns in the colonial era, like how they made flintlock, black powder rifles and stuff. And it was like I put it on the TV. It was like a 40-minute, 50-minute
watching stuff on
video
TV on YouTube.
Oh,
if you can, always
top notch. Yeah, because it was very informative, and it was made. It was like these gun makers made it in 1990 or 80. It's made in like the late 90s to early 80s. They made it on like home camera. But it has a narrator.
What was that one video of the guy?
Cornbread smithing.
Cornbread gunsmithing.
Cornbread.
Yeah.
But no, this was made like on a. It was a nice camera. It wasn't shaky. It wasn't like it's like they got good still shots
right.
and then they narrated over it.
It looked like a PBS.
They narrated over it. Yeah, it looked very much like that. They were dressed like colonial stuff, and they're showing blacksmithing, like making how they made guns, and it's crazy. They took just a flat piece of iron and they folded it over into a barrel through forging and flux welding with
just like way Owen Wilson made that gazebo out of one solid
one piece of wood.
Call it a
so that was like that outweighed the other things I saw. Was that YouTube video?
That's what I like to hear.
I saw that.
I think I found gold right there.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad I asked that question.
Once or twice this week.
Wait, you watched what?
First 48 probably. Once
Not
or
The
twice
Wire.
This week. I almost.
We all know in The Wire.
First 48.
We all know in The
is a
Wire.
staple.
Goodness
Like,
gracious, man.
If I ever need to watch TV, it's usually first 48.
Recommendation of the week?
Watch the first 48.
Okay.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. Actually, is mine.
Recommendation of the week. My daughter, since we saw each other last, has been introduced to a lot of Christmas movies.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
And guess what her
Christmas Story
by a mile favorite Christmas movie is?
Oh, The Grinch.
Die Hard.
The Grinch.
The Jim Carrey Grinch. Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's awesome. That's a
hilarious.
fantastic movie. That's a great movie.
It's funny because it came out whenever I was in like high school. I never even saw it in high school. I didn't see it until I was with Stephanie.
Really?
Yeah.
That's such a good movie.
So like, and the thing is, apparently it was like 3 weeks ago. Sheila was at her grandma, like Stephanie's mom's or grandma's, and she like had put on Grinch randomly, and I didn't even know. And then like a couple days later, she's like, "Oh yeah, I had that on for him." Like, okay, she kind of likes it. I kid you not.
Should watch it every day, multiple times.
I would say the average 1.25 a day. I've probably seen that movie 12 times.
That's like our mom is the same way with the Grinch all throughout Christmas.
The original Grinch.
The original, right? And I was showing her that one too. Dude, no, Sheila is like, there's parts in the Grinch movie where they're not even saying a word, but there's like a funny sound that's being made.
Or she just loves like...
She does it along with it. If a movie comes on and you quote it at the same time, she knows it so well. She quotes the sound at the same time as the movie. In that little, where are you, Christmas? Yes, that's her favorite song.
Really?
She would like sing along with it.
I need to have G dress up as a Grinch and come over and steal presents.
Steal his presents.
Dude, no. Yeah, if you have to look, she's got multiple Grinch
probably give
books.
him a hug.
She got Grinch pajamas now.
Yeah,
She probably would.
Gina will love that.
But I really appreciate, for what it's worth, all that to get to, if you watch, of course, the original Grinch, the cartoon one, but I never like had seen and gotten into the Jim Carrey one.
It's so
But
good.
honestly, that for me is
So
like
good.
a timeless classic.
It is.
The way it was
It
filmed,
is.
all the practical stuff,
The
it
the
really
effects.
was like, really was capturing like,
Dude, it did a
if they don't-
fantastic job.
Yeah, I feel like it.
It built the world you imagine. It did such a good job at building the world that, like, number one, that you imagine, and that two, you didn't have like a total framework for. You had a basic understanding of the way the stuff looked, but the way they created the cars, the village, the town, the mayor, it was like just like you would have imagined the book in a way. It's like it's not like you saw it and you were like
globe or something,
you didn't see it and you were like, oh, that's not what I thought. You saw it and was like, that's what Whoville looks like.
That's a great way of putting it.
That's exactly the feeling you got.
Question for a second that wasn't even like oh, that's awesome.
That's what it looks like. Versus being like when I watched a series of unfortunate events, I was like, that's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But then you watch The Grinch and you're like, that's what it looks like.
Dude, it's
really cool.
That's definitely that's a great way of putting it, man.
But my recommendation of the week is it's going to be the same as I've had before. But that's because I feel like it's important, and that's go buy physical
one of
media.
my new puppy pugs.
Yeah, go buy a pug. Go get you some pug.
No, go buy physical media.
No, go buy physical media. Whether it's at Walmart, Target, garage sales, half price book. If you got a half price book in your neighborhood, city, go to it because that's where you're going to get great movies. But yeah, I just think that I think that the value of just having at least some of these favorites or ones you've wanted to watch, just having them on hand, or the classics, is there's something to be said for it. And eventually it's going to be something where you're going to probably want it. And I just think there's a value to it.
At least think of all the movies throughout your life that you would pick your 5 favorite movies throughout your life. Get those at least.
Yeah, and like I said, I just think there's such a value to it. And especially like I saw something recently where another person was talking about buying physical media, and the advantage is that he was saying it's like on these other platforms, these things can be edited and altered, and you can take stuff out or put stuff in, totally. And it's like, but if it's physical, that's it. Like you can't mess with that. You can't alter it.
I actually had a conversation with a dude at work last night that like I've never really met him before, but he was just like trying to have the normal like, hey, what's up? Yeah, and he was like, so do you watch any TV shows or movies or whatever? And I was like, not sex? Really. Yeah, it was like not in a long time. I don't really keep up on stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, that's what's up. He was like, actually, me and my wife, we just started going back and watching Supernatural.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, no shit. I was like, my little brother and my mom. Number. Yeah. But to your exact point was that whatever streaming service they were watching it on was getting ready to stop hosting it.
Oh, yeah, Get rid of it.
So they still had 2 seasons left. So to what you just said, where it's like, oh, you got to hurry up while they're hosting it and watch it. And if you don't, but to your third point, I told him, hey, bro, you can go to Half Price Books and probably buy those last 2 seasons for like $10.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, dude, go to the big one down there on Northwest Highway. You could probably buy the seasons you haven't seen for like $10 a pop. And he looks at me and he's like, so you're like,
I'll go with you right now.
No, he looks at me and he was like, oh, so you're a big like physical media guy? And like, I was like, well, I mean,
sign me up.
Not like actually, but like,
yeah,
he was like you. He was talking about how like, he was like you, where he was talking about generally he like pirates stuff. But what do you do when, it was like if I pirate something or I stream it and it goes away. And so it was like actually the trifecta of what you just said, where he was like, do you watch shows? No, I don't. He was like, I got to hurry up and watch it.
So do you have a new friend at work? Do I hear a new friend?
I don't even know his name. Like it was just some random dude
like
that I was in the truck with. But
that's cool though. Supernatural of all things.
That's crazy.
So it's interesting to hear like Supernatural. Okay.
He was trying to, him and his wife were trying to hurry up and watch it before it went off of what they were watching.
Well, dude.
And I suggested it, and he was like, "Oh, so you like physical media?"
That's crazy.
And I was like,
you should spoil it for him, dude.
I don't know.
Totally ruin his life.
I haven't watched it all.
So. I haven't either.
I can look up the ending for you.
I haven't even finished it. I want to go back and rewatch The Americans.
Yeah,
you should.
That's mine. I want to go back and rewatch.
I watched that because of you since we started this.
I love that. That's such a. It's probably one of my favorite shows. I already told my stepdad about it. It's one of my favorite shows.
Once he gets through Homeland, if he's got the streaming for service, like you'll like
The Americans is amazing.
Yeah, that made me respect Kerry Russell because Felicity is like, I don't know this, but it looks like a show that I'm not gonna watch. Like, oh, you can do good in this.
Yeah,
and she's really good in The Diplomat. It's a Netflix show she's on currently. It's actually pretty dang good.
Was Sacha Baron Cohen?
No, but he was in a movie called The Diplomat.
All right, boys and girls.
Be seeing you.
People.
Be pugging you.
Be seeing
Squeezing
you.
you.
Plug.